right, everybody, just getting the live streams going. All right.
Got a text on your phone saying password expired. Link look weird, but your thumb feel wired. They fishing for the keys to your whole damn life. One tap, now they swimming in your bank late night. Dear customer, copy paste same line. Spelled your name wrong, can't even fake the design. Buzz in your pocket, yo, click for the check, click for the virus, click, lose respect. Scamware 101, Jared, break it down. If it sound too sweet, better turn it around. Easy cash, fast love, miracle and cash. Hit the lead, not the link, we ain't falling for that. Scamware 101, say it with your chest. Call them out, block the number, treat it like a test. If your gut say run, then you follow that drum. Scamware, class has begun.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
They slide in your DMs, hey friend, long time. Photo look perfect, but the grammar ain't right. Click this link, your package on hold, but you never ordered. That story feel old. They rush you, they push you, act fast, don't wait. Soon as there's pressure, you step on the brakes. Dare break it down, plain talk, no gloss. If they hate your questions, that's your sign to walk off. Red flags, listen when he talks. Dare got the map when the road feels dark. If it sounds too sweet, then you step back smart. We don't get scammed, yeah, we guard our hearts. Hey, red flags, learn them by heart. Scam awareness class, that's the hardest part. But he slow it right down, so we all take charge. We don't get scammed, we don't get scarred.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
Yo, it's Jared in the booth, spitting scammer with truth. They fishing in your inbox, man, they stealing your youth. Phishing emails, got that urgent in the line. Click that link and your bank account's not fine. Fake tech support, they call you at noon. Your PC's infected, yeah, they're singing that tune. Pick butchering scams, threaten wallets to slice. Invest in the fake love, but you're paying the price. Scamware 101, keep your eyes wide open. If the deal seems sweet, man, they're probably hoping. Snatch your cash, then you broke in despair. Stay woke, my equal, man, these crooks don't care.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
It's your bank, message on your phone. Jared says pause, don't tap that alone. Spelling kinda shaky, logo looks strange. Why they in a hurry, what's the real game? Dave Cruz jumps in, check that URL. Little extra letter, rings like a bell. If they want your code, that's your front door key. Real ones never ask, just trust me. Scam awareness 101, we don't click quick, we don't just run. Stop, read it line by line. If it smells off, then hit decline. Scam awareness to call your grandkid stuck. Voice sounds shaky, begging for $1. Jared hits speaker, ask one more thing. What's their middle name? What's their first dog spring? Nigella's on email, congrats, you won. Prize looks fancy, fees day one.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. Doing something a little different this week, having it on Wednesday instead of Thursday. Say hi in the chat. Give us a like. Let us know you're watching. Your first time joining. I'm Jared with Scamware 101. And our mission is to spread awareness about common scams that target you, your friends, your family, because we're under attack all day, right? We're getting email scams, text message scams, phone call scams. Sometimes it feels like it never ends. And the horror stories you hear about people losing their life savings to these scammers, it's just not right. So over here at Scamware 101, we believe that knowledge is your best defense against scams. And on this live stream for about the next 2 hours is jam-packed with knowledge, including real examples of common scams. We're going to show you some red flags to help you identify these scams and prevent these scams, protect yourself, protect your loved ones. And the real examples, we have email examples of scams, phone call examples that we're going to play for you. We have text message examples. We even have some snail mail examples that we're going to share with you. So lots to share this evening. If you want to support what we're doing over here and appreciate what we do, you can check out our online store on YouTube. And we also have a link on our website. We also have memberships enabled on YouTube as well. We have super chats enabled too. If you want to throw us a couple bucks, we always appreciate it. But don't feel obligated. We know times are tough. But it's free to like, follow, and subscribe. So again, we're going to be going for about the next 2 hours. Have tons of scam awareness examples to share with you. It's a great time to share this live stream. Invite some more people in here. The more the merrier. And feel free to participate. We want to hear what scams you're being targeted with. Tell us your stories. What's going on over on your end? What scams are you being targeted with? What scams have you fallen for? It's a big problem out there, right? So, without further ado, let's get started. Actually, let's not get started yet. Real quick, make sure to join our free mailing list. It's on scamware101.com. It's free to join. And it's the best way to keep up to date with what we're doing over here. We'll send you some email reminders about when we're going live. And some other useful scam awareness tips. So make sure to join that free email list over on scamware101.com. Now, without further ado, let's dive in and talk about some scams. And the first scam we're going to talk about this evening is Medicare scams, Medicare and healthcare scams. This is when scammers impersonate your healthcare provider or Medicare to steal your private Medicare or health insurance information. The scammers then process fake claims using your identity. Never give your Medicare number to a stranger over the phone, even if they claim to be your doctor. Hang up and call back directly. And the thing about these Medicare scams is these scammers, they call you up and they'll impersonate your insurance provider, Medicare, pharmacies like CVS or Walgreens. They'll even impersonate your doctor's office. And when they call, the caller ID might even show the phone number of your doctor's office. Right? Because these scammers, it's important to remember this, they can manipulate caller ID. That means that they can show whatever number and name they want on caller ID. So when they call you, impersonating your pharmacy, impersonating your doctor, the caller ID might even show your pharmacy or doctor's name on it. Right? And that's super important to be aware of. So if you take away anything from this live stream that you weren't aware of before, let it be that. The scammers can manipulate caller ID. And you're going to hear me say that a bunch throughout this live stream. But talking about these healthcare and Medicare scams, they'll call up, and some common scam narratives they use, they'll say that they're offering free medical supplies. They just need to verify and confirm your information, right? It's part of the scam narrative. It's not true. They're just trying to get your personal details, right? They might be saying that they're calling to provide a new Medicare card, and they need to verify your current one. That's a common scam narrative we hear, that they try to steal your Medicare number by saying they're going to provide a new card. Sometimes they'll even say there's updates to your benefits. But to hear about them, you need to verify some information. It's all a scam. Don't trust it. They'll ask for a birth date, your Medicare number, the date of your service start. They're common things that the scammers will ask for this type of scam. Now, it's super important, again, you got to hang up. If for some reason you think that it's real, you still have to hang up. You have to hang up and then call back directly. Right? Call back your doctor directly, call back Medicare directly, call back your pharmacy directly, right? But it's important not to give away your personal information to a random caller, even if they know things about you. That's another important note. These scammers, they know things about you. And unfortunately, there's been so many healthcare breaches, hospitals being breached, insurance companies being breached, that these scammers, they know a lot about you. They know what pharmacy to impersonate when they call you. They'll know who your doctor is. So when they call you, they'll impersonate your doctor's office, right? Just because they know things about you, you can't trust it, right? They're clever tricks that these scammers use. So again, someone calls you up regarding Medicare, healthcare, trying to get your personal information, don't trust it. Hang up. And that's how Medicare scams work. You know, if you give away your personal information, what happens is then they file these false claims using your information. Sometimes Medicare insurance company will pay for it. Other times you'll get stuck with the bill, right? And you'll say, I didn't order this equipment. I didn't get these tests. This is Medicare scam. One more note about that. It's important that you review your Medicare summary notices. Right? When you receive these notices from Medicare that summarize, it's good to review them. Make sure there's nothing unusual on there. Make sure you recognize everything that's on those notices. Otherwise, you might be the victim of a scam if you see things that you don't recognize, right? So be aware of this scam. Watch out for it. Extremely common right now is Medicare scams. Lots of warnings going around from Medicare about these and healthcare in general. All right. Don't trust the caller ID. Don't trust the caller ID. So that's Medicare scams. Let's talk about another government impersonation scam here. Tax and IRS impersonation scams. This is when the fraudsters, they impersonate tax authorities and they claim they owe taxes. You must pay immediately. Sometimes they'll say that you're entitled to a refund, but they need to confirm your bank account details, right? But it's all part of a trick to get your personal information. And once they have your personal information, they're going to steal your identity. And we have some examples of this scam to show you. Here's three text message examples. And the first one impersonates the Internal Revenue Service. The text message says, you're eligible to receive a $1,400 economic impact payment. Please provide your accurate personal information. We'll deposit the amount into your bank account or mail a paper check with 1 to 2 business days. Then it has the link to click. But that link is going to take you to a fake website that steals whatever banking and personal information that you enter. That's how the scam works. They make you think you're entitled to a refund, but they're really trying to steal your bank account details. And the example next to it impersonates the Colorado Department of Revenue. Your refund request has been processed and approved. Please provide accurate payment information. We will deposit the funds into your bank account. And that has the fake link, takes to a fake website, steals your personal details, right? Any bank account details you enter in there are going to get stolen. And there's third example here. Impersonates the New Jersey Department of Taxation. Your refund request has been processed and approved. Please provide accurate information, right? So they all follow the same pattern, the same narrative. They try to make you think that you're entitled to a refund. You're going to get money sent to you. You just have to provide your bank account, which is the scam, right? They're going to steal your bank account and your personal details. In some cases, they'll claim your tax return before you get a chance. So they'll steal your tax return from you. So watch out for this one. Look, this scam circulates all year long, but it definitely picks up during tax season, obviously, right? So be aware of this one. And some other variations, they might say that that you're entitled to some kind of tax forgiveness. Right? They'll get a phone call. The voicemail says you're entitled to tax forgiveness, and they try to trick you into calling them back. Right? But you're actually going to give your personal information to a scammer. So any kind of notification, email, text messages, phone calls, impersonating the IRS, Department of Revenue, be suspicious. Right? You want to always check directly, log in directly to your account over at the IRS or Department of Revenue, but don't click the links. Right? Don't click these links. Don't trust phone numbers that they tell you to call back. It's all part of the scam. All right. So be aware of this one. Don't fall for it. Definitely don't click the links. If you're just joining, welcome to the live stream. Say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. I want to hear from you. We're going to be going for a couple hours today. Tons of scams and scam examples to show you, make you more aware so you can protect yourself and protect your loved ones from these scams. This next scam we're going to talk about here, Social Security impersonation scams. When scammers impersonate Social Security officials, they'll often claim there's a problem with your Social Security number or your benefits, and they'll threaten action unless you make immediate payment or provide personal details, right? But it's all a scam. And we have an example of this one to share with you, an email example that impersonates Social Security. And this one, what it does is it says, to see your statement, please download from this link. And it has a link that looks like it points to SSA.gov, but it actually doesn't. It points to a fake website, completely fake website that in this case, it infects you with malware and affects your computer with a virus, right? And just to read what this says to you, it says, we hope you find your new statement useful and informative. Thank you for using the Social Security Administration's services. So be suspicious about unexpected messages about your benefits or Social Security account. Definitely don't trust the links. In this case, if you're concerned it's real, log in directly to your Social Security account, but don't click this link here. Even if the link, notice how the link looks like it points to SSA.gov, but it doesn't. It actually goes to a completely different website. So never trust email links. That's super important. You never want to trust links in emails. If you can avoid clicking them, don't click them. All right, go directly to the website instead. Go directly to ssa.gov instead of clicking a link. And just like all the other scams, don't trust caller ID. If somebody's calling you and claiming to be from Social Security, that doesn't mean you could trust it, even if the caller ID says it's Social Security. So some common narratives, they'll say there's a new statement available. Sometimes they'll say there's a problem with your account or your payment. Sometimes they'll say there's changes or updates to your Social Security benefits. These are all common scam narratives that they use to trick you and steal your Social Security information. So be aware of this one. Don't fall for it. Emails, text, and phone calls. Right? Those are a few common government impersonation scams. Right? They impersonate Medicare. They impersonate the IRS. They impersonate Social Security, especially when there's changes being made to those programs, or when there's a lot of media attention about those programs, or things being talked about those programs. Right? Scammers take advantage of that. They know that there's confusion over what's happening, and they start sending out emails to try and trick you. So be aware of these types of scams that impersonate Social Security. Next scam we're going to talk about here: undeliverable package scams. This is when victims receive fake notifications about undeliverable packages and are asked to click a link to resolve. The link opens a fake website that impersonates UPS, FedEx, or USPS, and any personal or financial details provided by the victim are stolen by the scammers. There never was a package. All right, and we have some examples of that one we're going to share with you too here. And the examples are text message examples, but we've also seen email versions of this scam as well. So if you receive any type of text message notification or email notification about a package that you didn't specifically request, it's a scam. All right, don't click it. Don't trust that link. And here's a couple examples. UPS ground to reschedule your shipment delivery. We attempted to deliver your UPS package on June 23rd, but we are unable to contact you and the delivery could not be completed. Your package needs to be signed for in person, so please reschedule a delivery by doing the following. And there's a link to the fake website. Click that link. They're going to steal any personal details that you enter. And then the way this works is they're going to say you have to pay a redelivery fee. They'll make it sound like it's only $1 or $2 for the redelivery, but they're actually going to steal your payment details when you enter and pay for the redelivery. And this other example, this one impersonates USPS, and this one actually has a malicious file attached to the text message. And it says, "Dear customer, your package has arrived at the distribution facility, but we're unable to deliver it due to incomplete address information. Please click on the HTML file above to update your address." It even has the USPS logo included with the text message. But if you open that attachment, it's going to infect you with a virus, or worse, or best case, it's going to take you to a fake website. All right, you never want to open an attachment that came from someone that you don't know, or an attachment that you weren't expecting. And we'll talk more about that in a little bit. But don't fall for this type of scam. We've seen the email version of this scam too. They impersonate all types of delivery services: UPS, FedEx, DHL, Amazon. We've seen all different variations of these undeliverable package scams. So never click the link. Never open the attachment, especially if we weren't expecting it. And UPS, FedEx, USPS, they never send text messages like these unless you were expecting a package and you requested updates for that specific package, right? You'll never get random text messages about packages that they couldn't deliver. All right, so important to be aware of that. Don't fall for these undeliverable package scams. They're extremely common all year round, but they also pick up during the holidays too, right? Especially during the holidays when people are sending and receiving lots of packages. So don't fall for these undeliverable package scams. What's up, John? Welcome to the live stream. Good to see you. Always a pleasure. Smash that like button. Anybody else that's lurking in the background, say hi in the chat. Let us know you're watching. We want to hear from you. And check out our merch. We have some merch available in our YouTube store. Get your own Scamware 101 coffee mug, water bottles, mouse pads, stickers, all good stuff. Help support the mission over here. Trying to do something good by spreading awareness of these scams. Right? We're going for about 2 hours tonight, so still some time to invite some more people. Let's do something good and spread the word about these scams. It takes a village to protect yourself from these scammers. Here's a little infographic that we created too about this. Spot the fake, your guide to the USPS delivery scam. All right, 4 red flags to stay safe. right? USPS won't send unsolicited texts. Their texts will never contain a link or attachment. Right? They'll never require payment for redelivery. All right, and always remember, the scam isn't limited to USPS. Let me know if you ever received one of these text messages before. These undeliverable package scam text messages. They're very common. Or an email, too. Next scam we're going to talk about. We have a voicemail recording we're going to play in a minute for you. Is a fake promotion scam, which is actually a gift card scam. What happens is these fraudsters, they impersonate a service provider and offer the victim a discount for paying with a retail gift card. Victims are tricked into purchasing gift cards and sending them to this scammer, right? And we have a Comcast voicemail impersonation voicemail we're going to play for you here. And I'll explain a little bit more how this works if the victim was to be fooled by this voicemail. So let's take a listen here.
Hello, this voicemail is from Comcast Xfinity. Your current 50% discount on your monthly bill will expire by the end of the day. To maintain your reduced rate, call the number on your caller ID immediately. This is your final reminder to act. Call back now. Thank you.
So the way this scam works is they impersonate Comcast, and they make you think that your promotion's going to expire, your bill's going to double, right? Because they said your 50% promotion is going to expire, so you think your bill's going to double. And they say it's going to happen today, and they try to trick you into calling back them instead of Comcast, right? They trick the victim into thinking that they're going to call Comcast to talk about their bill and what's happening, right? But you're actually calling a scammer. And then what happens is, once a scammer has you on the phone, the narrative that they tell you is they tell you something like, in fact, here's some real victim experiences here, right? These victims, they call up, they offered me 50% off my bill for 6 months if I paid with gift cards. I gave them the numbers and realized later I was scammed. Right, then there's my elderly parents were offered a lower rate on their internet service, but they had to buy gift cards and call back with the numbers. Right, so that's how this scam works. They'll try to get you to pay for 6 months or a year of service with a gift card. So you go to a store, you think you're picking up a $500 Target gift card to get your discount on whatever internet service they're impersonating, but you're actually dealing with scammers. All right, so it's a pretty clever way to trick victims into purchasing gift cards, right? They make them think that their internet bill is going to double. Your Comcast bill is going to double. All right. So don't fall for this type of scam. Extremely common. And they impersonate all different services. Saw some victim reports that they impersonated Spectrum, right? And that example we just played for you, they impersonated Comcast. So be aware of this scam. Don't fall for it. And even though we played the phone call version for you, be aware of emails and text messages too. We know that there's different variations of this scam floating around. So be aware, don't fall for it. This next scam we're going to talk about, tech support scams, specifically fake virus alert tech support scams. And what happens is victims will be browsing the internet, minding their own business, and suddenly they receive a fake virus alert on their device. It says you're infected with a virus, call tech support, right? And then what happens is the number that the virus alert says, it actually calls a scammer. So the victim thinks that they're calling tech support, but they're actually calling a scammer. Once they get on the phone with the scammer says, sure, I'll help you with that virus. Let me connect your device. And it's all downhill from there, right? And we have a few examples of these fake virus alerts. And just to give you an idea of what a big problem this type of scam is, consumers aged 60 years old and older, they lost $159 million to this type of scam in 2024. And it increased in 2025. All right, so that's just consumers ages 60 and over. So here's a couple examples of what these fake virus alerts look like. Oh, and also, everybody's vulnerable to this type of scam, whether you're on a Mac or Apple device, a Windows device, it doesn't matter. If you're browsing the internet, you can get one of these fake pop-ups. And in this one, for example, it targets Mac users. Virus found. Your Mac computer has 13 infections. Please call tech support as soon as possible. Right? And then it has a list of all these scary things that could happen if you don't. Your credit card details and banking information at risk. Your email password and other passwords. Facebook. Private photos, sensitive files. Your webcam could be accessed. All these scary things are going to happen if you don't call tech support. But it's a scam. They're trying to create fear, so you call this number. Right? Here's one that impersonates McAfee antivirus. And this one looks pretty convincing. Right? It has McAfee's logo, their colors. Action required. Your computer is infected with a Trojan. call McAfee helpline. It has a number to call, but that's not McAfee's helpline. That's actually a phone number. It calls scammers. And they get on the phone. They try to get onto your device. Here's another one. Impersonates Windows Defender. Access to your PC has been blocked for security reasons. Contact Windows support. That's a toll-free number, but that's not Windows support. It's actually a scam call center. You'll be talking to a bunch of scammers. Has the Microsoft logo, has the Windows Defender logo, right? But it's not real. It's fake. You get this type of pop-up just browsing the internet. They impersonate popular antivirus software. They impersonate companies like Microsoft and Apple. They impersonate web browsers like Safari or Chrome, right? This example has the Safari logo on it. What I always tell people is, you get one of these pop-ups, you should already have who you're going to call for support in mind, right? Don't be tempted to call these numbers of these fake support services. Instead, call the computer shop down the street or that family member that's good with computers, right? You should already have in mind who you're going to reach out to for tech support, right? You don't want to be tricked into calling these phone numbers that actually connect to just scammers, right? And also, always be suspicious somebody wants to connect your device. We'll talk about that more as we talk about red flags a little later in the live stream. But be aware of these fake virus alerts that lead to tech support scams. For the older folks out there, this is one of the scams that it causes a lot of damage to them. That the scammers get on their device, then they get into their bank accounts, and they clear out their bank accounts. So, and then look, the big giveaway that these are fake alerts is that real virus alerts don't show a phone number to call, right? If the alert shows a phone number, then you know it's fake, right? So I'll be aware of these. Don't fall for them. These fake virus alert tech support scams. Let me know in the chat if you've ever seen these fake pop-ups on your device. And now here's another version of that scam right here. It works similar with a fake virus alert, but it tries to trick you into downloading a malicious app. And here's some examples of that one. These were examples I took off my Android device. Your system is heavily damaged by 2 viruses. We detect that it's funny, there was an error on this error message. It couldn't detect the device I was on, so it just filled in like generic, blah, blah, blah. But it's supposed to say we detect your iPhone is damaged because of 2 harmful viruses from recent adult sites. Soon it will damage your phone's SIM card and will corrupt your contacts, your photos, your data, your applications, right? All scary stuff. And it says, if you do not remove the virus now, it will cause severe damage to your phone. Here's what you need to do. And then instructs you to download a malicious app onto your device. And that's how the scam works, trying to trick you into downloading this harmful app. And these examples, again, these are from mobile device examples that you could get on your iPhone or your Android device, but you get the same type of scams on a computer too. So be suspicious of any random apps that pop-ups are telling you to download. Scammers use these to install viruses on your device and access your device. So don't fall for it. Deceptive pop-ups and warnings. How we all doing? Let me know you're watching. Say hi in the chat. Lots of good stuff coming up this evening. Hit that like button if you haven't yet. Like, follow, subscribe. We're always trying to spread awareness of common scams that target you, your friends, your family. Right? Because really, knowledge is your best defense against these scams. It really is. You find out after the fact, it's too late. It's very hard, if not impossible, to retrieve your funds once you're scammed by these scammers. And you hear horror stories all the time. People losing their life savings to these scammers. So knowledge is your best defense. You need to be able to spot these scams, know about them, and we're going to do our best this evening to show you as many examples as we can over the next 2 hours. So hit that like button, get some more people in here. Let's spread awareness about these scams. And we're on all your favorite social media platforms too. So make sure to follow us. Facebook, YouTube, Threads. And don't forget to join our free mailing list on scamaware101.com. We'll send you some useful scam awareness tips. Remind you when we're going live. Just head over to scamaware101.com and hit join mailing list. Free to join. This next scam we're going to talk about, this is a snail mail scam. Meaning that you'll get a letter directly to your mailbox at home. And this type of scam is called a secret survey check scam or a mystery shopper scam. Right? And basically how it works is it's a scheme in which scammers mail a victim a check and claim they have been selected to evaluate a store as a mystery shopper. The victim is instructed to deposit the check and then purchase gift cards Right? But what happens is what the victim doesn't realize, after they purchase these gift cards and provide them to a scammer, they think they made all this money for being a mystery shopper. 2 days later, the check bounces, the funds disappear from your account, but the scammer's already got the gift cards. Right? And here's an example of what this letter might look like. You see, this one impersonates CVS and Walgreens. It says, "Congratulations on your accomplishment. This package contains what you need to complete your first secret survey assignment. So have fun, make money, and help us improve global customer service." And in this case, they included a check, an actual check in an envelope for $2,480, which can be tempting. You're sitting there holding the check thinking, wow, I got the check right in hand, $2,480. And it instructs you to purchase $2,000 worth of gift cards. And the commission, there you go, is $450, right? So it seems like easy money. Wow, $450, all I got to do is run out and purchase these gift cards. Right, but it's a scam. You purchase those gift cards, $2,000 worth. You send them to the scammer. You think you made a bunch of money. Easy peasy. But 2 days later, the funds disappear and you're $2,000 in the hole. And on top of it, your bank charges you a fee for depositing a bad check. All right, so as you can see, this letter, this one impersonates Walgreens and CVS. And they ask for Apple gift cards, Razor Gold gift cards, Nike gift cards, Steam Wallet gift cards. Those are common gift cards that these scammers ask you to purchase. Here's an example of a check that's included with the scam. Because again, you get the letter and it actually has a physical check there. $2,480. Right? It's always suspicious if you just get a random check in the mail. Very suspicious. And it's also suspicious because you didn't apply to be a secret shopper. So suddenly you're getting a job offer that you didn't apply for and it has a check in there. So be suspicious. It's a very common scam. And I have a victim's report here. Also, that gives us some details. So the example I showed you, it impersonates Walgreens and CVS. But this report from a victim here, it says they received a USPS priority mail containing a letter from Whole Foods, a Whole Foods letterhead, and a cashier's check for $1,955. They were told to deposit the check and purchase 3 $500 Apple gift cards. And then the person that reported it, so they bought 2 before realizing it was a scam. It can be very convincing. People misinterpret the fact that there's a check included and they think, wow, this must be legit. But it's actually the exact opposite. You should be suspicious if you get a letter with a check included. And it's also always a red flag when they're asking you to purchase gift cards. Talk about that more later, but always be suspicious of gift cards. You know, scammers love to get paid in gift cards. Let's take a look at our next scam here. Sticking with snail mail scams. Inheritance scams. This is when victims are contacted with claims of a large inheritance from an unknown relative. But to claim it, they must pay fees or provide personal details. These scams often exploit curiosity and greed to steal money and identity information. And we have an example of this type of scam right here to show you as well. So here's a real letter. November 20th, this example is from November 29th, 2024, right? But we still see reports of this scam every week when we check out the ARP scam tracking map. So it's still a very common scam. And you can see it comes on letterhead. It has a professional looking logo at the top. It looks like it's from a law office, has an address, website, right? And it goes on to say that someone sharing the same last name as you passed away. In this case, they say passed away during COVID, right? And you're entitled to a $10.8 million inheritance. Woo, right? But it's a scam. And what's going to happen is if you reply or engage with the scammer, what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to get you to pay fees and taxes on $10.8 million first, right? So someone who falls for this, they're thinking, well, I'll pay all that, you know, the tax and the fees up front because I'm going to get $10 million. But you're actually not, right? It's part of the scam. The scammer disappears with whatever fees and taxes that you pay. So it's an extremely common version of an inheritance scam that's circulating, you know, delivered directly to your mailbox at your home address. Of course, there's email versions too, but be aware of this type of scam. You have to be suspicious about any unsolicited contact. You have to assume that every unsolicited contact is a scam until you confirm otherwise. right? Especially when it's something that seems too good to be true. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is, right? So, oh, and always be suspicious. They're asking for upfront fees or taxes. The same thing goes for sweepstakes and publishing clearinghouse scams, where they say you won a prize. It's the same type of scam, whether it's inheritance or a prize that they say you won. How it works is they usually try to get upfront fees and taxes from you before you can receive that inheritance, right? Or that prize. So it's always a big red flag to be aware of. Also, notice at the bottom of this letter, they say this claim requires a high level of confidentiality. That's a red flag, right? A lot of scammers, they request you to keep it secret. They request confidentiality. We'll talk about that more later in the live stream. But be aware of this type of scam here. These inheritance scams. Just because they send you an official looking letter in the mail directly to your home, that doesn't mean you can trust it. And, oh, one last thing about this. The names of the victim, they'll make the letter match your last name, right? They put the attention to that detail in there. They'll address it to you with the last name, and then the victim's name, they'll make sure they put the same last name on it. So it's just another clever way to try to convince you, wow, this must be real. So watch out for this scam. Inheritance scams, extremely common. Next scam we're going to talk about here is an expiring rewards point scam. We start seeing this one popping up a lot in the past year or so. This one, scammers, they pose as a service provider like Verizon or T-Mobile, right? And they send you a text message or contact you on the phone, and they tell you that you have all these rewards points that are going to expire, right? So they're going to expire by tomorrow. You have to use them today. And what they do is they give you a link to a fake website to redeem these reward points, right? But it's a scam. There are no reward points. And what happens is you go to this fake website to redeem these reward points, and what they'll do is they say you get a free wireless earbuds, right? But you got to pay for shipping, right? They're going to trick you into providing your payment details for shipping. Okay, so you think you're getting this great prize by redeeming these reward points, for being with Verizon for so long or T-Mobile for so long, but it's actually a trick to steal your payment details. And here's some things. Here's some reports from victims earlier in the year. They say, it took me to the Verizon website, in quotes, with products to purchase using our points. The site looked professional and very authentic. And that's how they trick you. The website looked legitimate, asked for credit card, for shipping fees. See, that's the trick. They ask you to pay for shipping. They ask for your zip code, your PIN. Someone put, I had to cancel 2 cards. Unfortunately, we caught it, so no charges were made. They attempted to use the card for multiple transactions after we froze the activity. All right, so these scammers are trying to steal your payment details by telling you, you have all these reward points. Here's a little example of what the text message might look like. Right, you see this text message warning you that your points are going to expire, in the next 12 hours. There's a link to the fake website that impersonates T-Mobile. So be suspicious of this type of communication. Right? If you're tempted, before you do anything, call T-Mobile directly, call Verizon directly, whoever they're impersonating them, call directly and confirm. And I can guarantee you they're going to tell you it's a scam. But it's a clever way to steal your payment details, right? You think you could get redeemed points, get a free gift. Don't fall for it. One more note. The scammer might even know who your provider is already, right? They might know you're with T-Mobile. They might know you're with Verizon, so they'll know what provider to impersonate. Caller ID might say, from T-Mobile. Doesn't mean you could trust it. So be suspicious of this scam. It's another clever way that these scammers steal your personal details, your payment details. We're going to keep going here. Lots more scams to discuss and make you aware of this evening. Hit that like button, say hi in the chat, let me know you're watching. We're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I'm mostly watching the YouTube chat, though. So I'll be slow responding to anybody on Instagram and Facebook. So hop on over to the YouTube live stream and engage and interact with us on there. I'd love to hear from you. I want to hear what scams you're being targeted with. If you want to hear about any specific scams, let me know. Tell me in the chat. We'll go over them. This next scam we're going to talk about here, fake Evite scams. This is when scammers send fake Evite emails impersonating popular services like Evite and Punchbowl. The realistic-looking emails include a malicious link that downloads malware or steals a victim's login details. We started getting reports about this scam. They started picking up a lot more in the past couple months here. And we have some examples for you. Right, you see this one, it has the Punchbowl logo. You're on the guest list. Click below for event details. Right, you're invited. It has an envelope there. It looks very professional. It has the logo, the fancy envelope with the stamp. Button that says open invitation. All right, you got the one there with the Evite logo. It says you're invited. Celebration of life. All right, RSVP now. View invitation. All right, but if you click those buttons, you're going to get infected with malware, or you're going to get taken to a fake website that steals your login details. And the thing about this type of scam, what happens is it actually steals your login details, and it starts emailing everybody in your contacts with the same type of scam. So when you receive this email with this Evite, claiming it's from Evite, claiming it's from Punchbowl, the email address is from, it might actually match your friend's email address. It might legitimately be from your friend's email address, but that's because they got infected. They fell for the scam. They got infected. They clicked the link. They entered their login details. And now the scammers targeting all their contacts, which is you, right? So always be suspicious if you get these emails, these Evites from Punchbowl or from Evite, no matter how legit it looks, even if it looks like it's actually from your friend's email address, it's a big red flag. Instead of clicking the links, reach out to the person who supposedly sent it to you first. Right? Reach out to them first. Say, hey, do you send me an Evite? And by the way, a real Evite from punchbowl.com or evite.com, a real Evite would actually be from punchbowl.com and evite.com. It wouldn't be from your friend's email address. It would come from a Punchbowl or Evite address. Right? So it's actually a red flag if it comes from your friend's address. It means that they were probably scammed. They probably fell for this and they got infected. And now everybody in their contacts is getting targeted with this type of scam. All right, it's a pretty clever scam. It's picking up recently, seeing more reports about it. So be aware of this one. Don't fall for this one. The best thing to do is just contact the person who sent it to you, supposedly, and confirm if they actually sent you an Evite. Now, if it came from their email address, then they didn't. So be aware of this. Fake punchbowl.com, evite.com, email Evites. Let me know in the chat if you've been targeted with this type of scam before or heard about it. It's definitely been picking up lately. Next couple scams we're going to talk about are social media scams, specifically scams you might run into in the Facebook comments. And even though we're going to pick on Facebook for a little bit, this type of scam, you have to watch for it on all social media. All right. And here's the first batch of examples. These fake prize and sweepstakes winner scams. Right? And the scammer, what they do is they reply to your posts or leave a comment on your posts. They say, congratulations, you have been selected as one of the random winners. Your name has appeared on a winning list. Please get back to me upon receiving this message. But it's a trick. They're trying to get you to engage with them. Usually they impersonate a celebrity or a fan page. This next example impersonates a radio station, Eagle 100.9. Jessica, congratulations on your being chosen as today's winner. Visit my page. It's just a trick. It's a trick to get you to engage with these scammers. Toby Mac giveaways. Lorraine, you won. Visit my profile. Don't do it. Now what's going to happen is this works similar to the inheritance scams. They'll make you think they won a prize, and they'll try to get you to pay taxes or fees on the prize first. Best case, they steal your personal details. Right, we see this a lot in comments on social media. Another type of scam you'll run into on social media is just harmful links being left in comments. We have 3 examples of those right here for you. And these were all pulled from a news post, right? Because what happens is these scammers, they take advantage of breaking news, right? They take advantage of the confusion. They start leaving comments on social media. And they'll say something like, I saw it all unfold live. Here's the raw footage they're not showing. And there's a link to fake websites that steal your personal details or are infected with malware. There's other person says, I managed to record it the moment it happened. There's the link to the fake website. It's going to infect you with malware. I froze for a second, then hit record button. This is what I saw. And then links to the fake website. Don't trust it. These are all just clever tricks to try and get you to click these malicious links. Right? And it works because people, especially on breaking news, right? People aren't sure what's going on. There's confusion. They're going to click those links to get infected. Don't trust it. A couple more examples. In these examples here, this is when scammers, they leave comments requesting you to message them or to send them a friend request, right? And the reason they're leaving you comments instead of just messaging you directly or send you a friend request directly is because they know that they'll probably get blocked by Facebook if they try to contact you directly. So instead, they leave these comments. They leave these comments asking you to message them, asking you to send a friend request to them because it bypasses the filters, right? And so here's some examples of that. Hello, sorry for the inconvenience. I saw your profile is really very interesting. You seem like a great person, so I'd really like to have you as a friend. I think we could keep in touch since I'm new here on Facebook. Please send me a friend request. I'm waiting to accept you. Seems nice and friendly, but it's a scam, right? As soon as you send a friend request or message this person, they're going to start trying to build up a long-term deception with you. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But here's another example in the comments that you might run into. Jim, I have some questions for you. Could you please send me a private message or add me as a friend? Thanks. Don't do it. Right? Once you get them out as a friend, you're vulnerable. Now they can message you and try to scam you. Debbie, text me on messages, please. I just want to ask you something important. It's private. If it's okay with you. Oh, it's private. I wonder what they could want. Well, they want you to engage with them, right? Because once you connect with them, now they could message you and try to scam you. All right. So there's 3 different examples of scams. 3 different types of scams that you could encounter in the comments section on social media. Now, these are all from Facebook, but again, it applies to all social media. And the thing that's really dangerous about this third example here, the ones where we say they leave a comment asking for you to message or friend request them. What's extremely dangerous about those is a lot of times those lead to pig butchering scams or romance scams. And their goal is to clear out everything you have, right? So look, we learn from our parents when we're young, right? Don't talk to strangers, right? Don't trust strangers. And this still applies as an adult. Be suspicious of people online that you don't know that are suddenly just reaching out, asking you to message them, asking for friend requests, trying to get you to click on links, telling you won prizes, right? They're all common scams on social media. We're going to talk about pig butchering and romance scams next. Excuse me. Let me know if you've ever seen those types of scams in the comments on your social media. And say hi in the chat. If you're watching, let me know you're here. I want to hear from you. Hit that like button, follow, subscribe. I want to hear from you. Let's talk about pig butchering scams. So this is a long-term deception scam. A scammer, they build a fake relationship with victims online. Friendship, relationship, right? And then they convince the victim to invest in something that's fake. And the scammer takes the victim's money in the process. In a way that this scam works is a lot of times it can start from something simple, like a message on social media, like the ones I just showed you, right? Or it can start from a simple wrong number text message. Seems innocent enough, but it's a trick. And we'll talk about wrong number scams in a little bit too. But some common scam storylines that these scammers use once they're engaging with you and talking to you, and after they built up your trust, is they'll say something like, my uncle or aunt is an expert investor, right? A lot of times they take that whole family member angle where they say they're making lots of money investing with their uncle, investing with their aunt, right? And then they invite you to join a private or an invitation-only investment group, right? But keep in mind, it's all fake. Other times they might say that they learned this investing secret while they were overseas, right? So you think you're getting in on some kind of big secret, right? But it's all part of the scam. And what's especially dangerous about this type of scam, these pig butchering scams, is they'll actually send you to these websites, or they'll have you download an investing app, and they'll look real. They'll look legit. They'll have all the features and look professional, right? And what happens though is these fake apps, these fake investment apps, these fake investment websites, they'll always show returns. None of it's real, right? But you're using these apps and you're thinking, wow, I invested $500. I tripled my money. It's all fake, but it looks real. So now you're thinking, well, let me invest all my money. Let me invest my savings. Let me invest my retirement, right? That's how this works. They make you think that you're getting all these returns, that you're making all this money because the app and the website, they're completely fake. They're just designed to always show like you're getting returns, right? And that's how they trick victims into depositing their life savings, their retirement fund. That's why these scams are so dangerous. They trick the victim into giving up everything they have, right? It takes advantage of greed, right? It makes the victim think like, wow, I'm making all this money, right? And that's why it's called a pig butchering scam, right? They basically say they're fattening the pig, right? Getting you to keep on investing your money, and then boom, they slaughtered a pig. They butchered a pig, right? So these scammers, they're using AI to make it much more believable, right? They'll create realistic photos that they're sending to you. They'll create realistic videos. They can change their voice and appearance using AI, right? So the person you're talking to might be someone completely different. And again, I can't stress this enough. This is a long-term deception scam, meaning that the person you're talking to, they'll spend a couple weeks gaining your trust first before they even mention the investment opportunity, right? They'll spend a week or two messaging you every day. Hey, how was your day? Telling you about their day, just trying to build up this trust with you. And then once you trust them, that's when they hit you with the, hey, you know what? Join my investment group, and my aunt or my uncle is investing lots of money and we can make you money too. They gain your trust. It's a long-term deception scam, right? Because for them, it's worth it, because at the end of it, they're going to try to take everything you have. Consumers over the age of 60 in 2024 lost $744 million to this scam. And that's an old stat. That's 2024. It's even more in 2025, right? And that's only consumers over the age of 60. Right. So, I mean, these poor retired citizens probably living on a fixed income now, and they get everything taken by these pig butchering scams. So be suspicious. Don't fall for it. Never send money to someone you haven't met in person. Right. Even if the app and the website looks legit. You know, these scammers, sometimes they'll have you call up into these video calls with a group of investors. Right. But it's AI. It's not even real. So be suspicious. Don't fall for it. Pig butchering scams. Big problem. Next scam we're going to talk about is romance scams. These fraudsters, they create fake online profiles, dating websites, dating apps, right? And, really the whole goal is to manipulate victims, steal their money, their personal information, sometimes blackmail them, pictures, things like that. And this is a very damaging scam. And how it works, again, it can start off with something on social media, those messages we showed you earlier, right? There's another long-term deception scam. Before they ask for money, they build up their trust with you for a couple of weeks. It can start from just a simple message on social media. Oh, you seem nice. Let's be friends. You can start from these dating websites or dating apps. Once the site matches you with the scammer, they'll say, hey, let's keep talking on WhatsApp, which, by the way, it's always a red flag when they try to get you talking on WhatsApp. I can start from a wrong number scam. You get a wrong number text. Well, you seem nice. Let's be friends. And what happens is they gain your trust. They build up that friendship and try to get you romantically hooked. But then they always have a reason not to meet in person, right? And here's actually some common narratives that they use. These convincing stories that they'll use of why they can't meet you in person, right? So if you hear any of these three excuses with somebody you're talking to online, it's a huge red flag, right? They'll say they're in the military and deployed overseas. Well, that's convenient. Now they can't meet you, right? They'll say they're an oil rig contractor and they're stationed on an offshore rig, right? Well, again, that's convenient. Right? Or they'll say they're an international worker. They're working overseas on business. A recent one was a victim reported that the scammer said they were working with Doctors Without Borders, right? So they were overseas working as a doctor for that, Doctors Without Borders organization. Very common narratives that these romance scammers use. Right. So if you find yourself talking to somebody, getting romantically involved, never met them in person though, they give you one of those excuses of why they can't meet up, is a huge red flag. Right. And what happens is after a couple of weeks, after they gain your trust, right, suddenly they fabricate emergencies. They'll request money for medical bills, legal issues, visa or passport fees. Sometimes they'll say they would love to come meet you, but they need to resolve their passport fees or their travel expenses. Right, they're all just the part of the way to get you to send them money. Right, a lot of times they'll request gift cards, Bitcoin, tell you to go to Walmart, send money with OnePay, wire transfers, all suspicious forms of payment to be aware of. Right, and again, AI, can't stress it enough. These romance scammers, they use AI. They send you fake videos, fake images, fake pictures. They could change their voice. AI is it's changing everything, including scams. It's making them much more believable, right? So look, never send money to someone you never met. That's the rule. You cannot send money to someone you haven't met, no matter how realistic their messages to you seem, their voice notes to you seem, their pictures, their videos. AI, it's could all be fake now, right? An interesting documentary about this type of scam. It's the Tinder Swindler. It's on Netflix, so check that one out. But it shows how people are losing hundreds and thousands of dollars to these romance scammers. So be aware of this one. Don't fall for it. It's becoming a big problem with AI now. And speaking of AI, we're going to take a minute and we're going to talk about how AI is impacting these scammers. Because it's important to realize where we're at now with AI, right? The scammers, they're cloning voices. They're cloning videos, right? Hey, Matthew, welcome to the live stream. Good to see you. Always good to see you. So just to show you how easy it is for these scammers to make these fake videos, right? We talked about the romance scammers, how they'll say one of their narratives is, I'm on an offshore oil rig, right? Well, as an example, what I did, I cloned myself. I made a video of me on an offshore oil rig, just to show you how realistic that it is, right? So let's watch this video real quick. This is an AI video of myself.
Hey, I just wanted to explain why I'm hard to reach sometimes. I'm back out on the rig again, and the signal out here is pretty unreliable. It's loud, it's busy, and I don't always get a chance to talk like I want to. But I didn't want you to think I was ignoring you. I'm not.
That's a completely fake video generated with AI. I don't own a hard hat. I don't own a bright orange vest. I've never been on an oil shore rig in my life, right? But now with the wonders of AI, that's how easy you can make a video that makes it look like you are. And that's what these scammers are doing, especially these romance scammers when they send you that video, right? Here's a clip mentioning how voice cloning is being used.
He says criminals just need a 20-second clip of someone talking, often pulled from social media, and they can make an eerily similar clone of their voice.
All the way to the point that a mother can't tell the difference between her own child and the machine.
It was just exactly like Noah. It was unbelievable. It's scary.
Jerry Scally got a call from his grandson Noah last month saying that he was having a very bad morning.
I said, what happened? What's wrong? He says, I was involved in a car accident and I have a broken nose.
But then Scally thought something sounded off about the voice. The person on the call spoke a little slower than his grandson, so he hung up and likely avoided a scam. His grandson was actually at school just fine.
These are sophisticated groups of people. They're often overseas. They're working out of an office building.
IDIQ says voice cloning scams are relatively new. They've only started getting reports about them within the past year.
The worst part of this is every week we're getting more calls. We're seeing more victims. And the reason we're seeing more victims is because it's effective.
Right, so there you go. It takes 20 seconds to clone someone's voice. And we've been hearing more and more recent reports, right, of people that have passed away, right? So there was a report the other day. Somebody had their mother's phone. Their mother had passed away. They had their mother's phone, their phone number. They get a call. They heard their own voice on the other end saying, Ma, I've been in an accident, right? Because scammers are cloning voices now. And they use it for certain scams like grandparent scams. We have a clip of grandparent scam we're going to show you in a little bit, right? And just like they use it to create these videos that I just showed you too, right? Very convincing. And you have to be suspicious with everything. Images, video, voice. Always have to verify before you trust anything now. Even the text messages and emails, right? You used to be able to spot misspellings and grammar mistakes because AI, the scammers could generate these extremely realistic sounding text messages, realistic sounding emails. I used to be able to rely on maybe an accent when a scammer calls, but now with AI, they can just clone voices and generate realistic sounding voicemails, right? So very important to be aware of how AI is making everything that much more believable, and keep your guard up when someone's calling you. You can't just trust anything at face value anymore. Let's talk about some employment scams. You know, the job listing promises great pay, but requires the victim to pay up front for training, supplies, or something else. It's not a real job. We have a couple examples that we're going to show you of some text message, employment scam text messages here. A lot of times they'll impersonate recruiters or popular companies, as you can see on these two examples here. This one, the first example, impersonates a recruiter. It says, "My name is Lisa. I'm a recruiter at CleanSpark. Several recruiting firms have recommended your resume. So our company has an online job for you. There's a free part-time job, remote online job with free training. Hours are 30 to 60 minutes per day, and the pay is $200 to $1,000 per day." Right? Look, this goes back to, it sounds too good to be true. Probably is. All right. And one of the big red flags about these text messages, besides the fact that this isn't how recruiters typically interact with people, is that the only contact method it gives is a WhatsApp phone number to call. WhatsApp, scammers love using it, right? So if the only contact method is a WhatsApp phone number, be suspicious. Here's another example. "Hello, this is TikTok Recruitment Center." So in this case, they're impersonating TikTok. Right? And they say, "We're hiring 3,000 TikTok backup talents." Again, goes on to say, "Minimum daily salary, $400 a day. Just 1 hour of work, you can earn $400 a day." Right? Too good to be true. And of course, this one too, the only contact info they give you is a WhatsApp phone number to call. So very suspicious. Don't trust text messages with these amazing job offers. One of the common themes is, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Sweepstakes, inheritance, job offers. You have to verify. And one of the scary things about these employment scams too is the overseas offers. What's happening is there's actually scammers. They're being trafficked. These people are being trafficked and forced to scam, right? There's scam compounds, criminal organizations with scammers being held, and they're forced to scam people all day long, right? They're forced to hit quotas. They have to stay on the compound. And what happened is, a lot of these victims that are being held and forced to scam people, they fell for an overseas employment offer, right? Usually in like Bangkok or Thailand or something like that. They go overseas, they think they're getting this great job, they land, right? And they don't realize it, but they end up crossing a border. They get picked up by someone that's from the job, supposedly, right? And they actually get transported over the border into some place like Myanmar. And then they're forced to scam. So there's actually a human trafficking aspect of these scams. And unfortunately, it could start from a fake employment scam, offering an overseas job. All right. So be suspicious of these text messages and employment offers, especially if they seem too good to be true. Research the company, apply through official channels, never give personal information. Also, if they ask for money up front, don't trust it. Right? There's an employment scam called a task. It's a task scam, and it works by tricking you into depositing money to get assigned tasks, and then they never let you withdraw the money. So be aware. Don't fall for these types of employment scams. They're asking you to pay up front. They're asking you to. Sometimes they'll send you a fake check, tell you to purchase a laptop, and then send it, right? And then the check bounces, and now you're stuck paying for a laptop that they have, right? So lots of employment scams. Do your due diligence. Be aware, and don't fall for these text messages. Definitely don't fall for these text messages. They're not legit ways to get a job. All right. Let me know in the chat if you've been targeted by these employment scam text messages. Both these examples, they were sent to me. I received both these examples. So next scam we're going to talk about, fake retail website scams. This is when scammers create fake retail websites to sell products that are never delivered. Right? Victims are lured in by unbeatable deals that sound too good to be true, and then they lose money and their payment information once they pay. Right? Their payment details get stolen by the scammers. This type of scams available all year round. There's always fake retail websites up there designed to steal your payment details, but especially during the holidays. You always have to have your guard up. Definitely I'm up during the holidays. This example right here is a fake retail website. This example is from during the holidays. You can see up at the top, it has a free Black Friday sale. They make it sound like it's some amazing Black Friday offer. And how it works, and how a lot of these fake retail website scams work, is they make you think you're going to get this amazing deal. In this case, they're saying you're going to get these wireless earbuds that are worth $200, right? But you have to pay for shipping. right? And that's how they get your payment details. That's how they steal your credit card or your bank account details, is that they trick you into paying shipping. You think you're getting this amazing product worth $100, $200, and all you got to do is pay $8 for shipping. It's a scam. That's how they trick you into providing your payment details, right? And they'll use popular items, right? Like wireless earbuds is always a popular one. Whatever items are trending, right? And you think you're getting a great deal, but that's the red flag. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And you could end up on these fake retail websites in a lot of different ways, right? You could end up by clicking an ad on social media. You're browsing Facebook and you see an ad, free wireless earbuds, click here, right? Well, scammers can purchase ads on social media just like anybody else can, right? So you click the ad, you end up on a fake website, steals your personal details, and you never get the earbuds, right? Search engine results. Scammers are purchasing sponsored listings on Google, for example. Maybe you're searching for wireless earbuds, and the first result that comes up says free wireless earbuds, right? Well, guess what? A scammer could have purchased that result. You click that link, you get your payment details stolen, right? Because scammers purchase sponsored listings just like anybody else. You might get an email impersonating a vendor, special offer, valued customer offer, discount, happy holidays, click here for free earbuds, right? Emails. You click the links, you're taking these fake websites, steal your personal details, right? And then there's website ads and pop-ups, right? You could be on a legit website that you use all the time, but that website might pay a third-party service for their ads. So even though you're on a legit website that typically you could trust, the ad that shows up still might have been purchased by a scammer. So you're on a legit website, you see a banner ad, free wireless earbuds. You click the ad, now you're taken to the scam website, and they're going to steal your payment details, right? So if an offer sounds too good to be true, be suspicious. You know, if you're tempted to enter your information, at least do some research first. Check reviews, see what people are saying about the website. Search Google, see if anybody's said anything negative about the site, right? Be on alert during holidays especially. And look, if you can't find any information about the website, that's as bad as finding bad information about a website. In this example right here, this one that's offering the free wireless earbuds, when I Googled the website name, nothing came up because it was a brand new website. It was registered for the sole purpose of scamming people during the holidays. And there were no reviews. There wasn't no feedback about this type of website or this website address, right? So not finding any reviews is just as bad as finding bad reviews, right? So be suspicious of too good to be true offers, especially during the holidays, especially the offers that say just pay for shipping and they make you think you're going to get, an item worth $100, $200. A lot of times it's a scam, and that's what they do. How we all doing out there? Say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. Just going to update the agenda here. Usually I was going to take a coffee break right now, but I'm not going to do it yet. We're going to go over some red flags first, and then I'll take the quick coffee break. All right, agenda's updated. One minute, just gotta change this. 1 sec. Okay. All right. Next, we're going to talk about some red flags. Help you identify these scams and stop them before losing money. It's critical to be able to recognize these red flags, right? Because some of these red flags I'm going to show you are really your last chance to actually stop the scam. So super important to be aware of these red flags. We're going to go over 10 red flags to help you identify a scam or recognize a scam. We actually have a couple of videos on our YouTube channel on these red flags too. We got 2 red flags video. We'll go over 5 each. So you can share those videos, check them out a little later, share them with a loved one, and get the word out about these red flags. Before we dive into those, if you're just joining, say hi in the chat. Let us know you're watching. Make sure to hit like, help us get some more people into the live stream here. We're gonna be going for at least another hour, maybe another hour and a half. So plenty of time to invite some more people to the live stream, get it shared over on Facebook, and get some more people in here. Help support our mission. We have Scamware 101 mugs, water bottles, stickers, mouse pads available on our YouTube store and on our website. So help support the mission by purchasing some merch. We always appreciate it. We're also happy to accept donations. Scamaware101.com/donate. We also have monthly memberships enabled on YouTube. If you want to sign up for a monthly membership, help out that way. Super chats. You want to super chat a couple bucks to us, we appreciate that too. But, times are tough. It's all good. But it's free to like, follow, and subscribe, though. So make sure to like, follow, subscribe, give us some reactions in the YouTube chat, and join our free mailing list. Scamaware101.com. Click join mailing list. We'll send you reminders when we're going live and some useful scam awareness tips. It's free to join. So check out scamaware101.com and hit join mailing list. We're streaming live right now on Instagram and Facebook. Let me just check in over there, see how things are going. It's usually pretty quiet over on Instagram and Facebook, as usual. That's okay. All right, so let's talk about some red flags. Help you identify when you're dealing with a scammer. Start with red flag number 1. They create a sense of urgency using fear and threats. They insist on immediate action. Right? Scammers try to create urgency and fear because those emotions push people to react quickly without taking time to think. The more panic and pressure scammers can create, the faster a victim will hand over money and information. Right? So they try to create fear. They use threats. They make you think immediate action has to be taken. Right? And we see this with grandparent scams. We're going to show you an example of that one a little later. But grandparent scams, they make you think a loved one is in trouble. They've been in an accident. They need help. Right? So they're trying to get you to react quickly. Right? Arrest warrant scams. They make you think there's going to be an arrest warrant issued unless you pay now. Right? We'll be talking about that in a little bit too. All right? But they create that fear. Right? You think you're going to get arrested? They try to get you to react quickly to pay. Right? Bank impersonation scams. They'll make you think that your money's not safe. They'll make you think that you need to transfer that money or withdraw that money before the scammer gets to it. Right? They create that urgency and that fear. Right? So don't fall for these common scam tactics. All right, that's red flag number 1. They create a sense of urgency using fear and threats. They insist on immediate action. Red flag number 2. They request that you keep the matter confidential or secret. I pointed this out earlier in a couple of scam examples, like the inheritance scam example, but it's common for scammers to ask for confidentiality. They don't want you to discuss the situation with other people because they know the more people you talk to, the more likely you'll be told it's a scam, right? Again, we see this in grandparent scams. They'll give you a clever excuse or reason why you shouldn't talk to anybody. In the case of a grandparent scam, they might say that your son or daughter's embarrassed. They're embarrassed about the accident, embarrassed about the arrest, and ask you not to tell anybody, right? But that's just part of the trick to get you to stay quiet. Investment scams. They'll tell you it's an inside tip not to share it with anybody. A price is just for you. It's all part of the trick. They're just trying to keep you quiet because if you tell somebody about the investment, they might say, hey, that sounds like a scam, right? Inheritance scams, like the example we showed you earlier. They impersonate law offices. They tell you you're entitled to a big inheritance, but they'll request confidentiality. Who are they to tell you to keep it confidential? Who are they to tell you to keep it secret, right? But they do, and it's a red flag. And then my personal favorite excuse that they make to keep people quiet is when they're impersonating a bank or an agency investigating fraud. Right? They'll be on the phone with you. They'll tell you that there's suspicious activity. Somebody's got access to your account. They're investigating it, right? But they'll tell you, don't share this information with anybody, right? When they tell you to go to a bank, withdraw the money, they'll say, don't tell the teller because they could be under investigation too. And if you tell them, you ruin the whole investigation, right? But it's all part of the scam to try and get you to stay quiet. So it's a big red flag. You're dealing with a scammer if they're asking you for confidentiality or asking to keep something secret. And that's red flag number 2. Red flag number 3. They ask to connect your PC to assist or investigate an issue. We talked about this one a little earlier when we were talking about the tech support scams, right? So why does a scammer want to get onto your device? Because it's a gold mine for them, right? They can steal your logins and passwords. A lot of times people, they save their logins in their browser, in Chrome browser or whatever, right? Well, scammers get onto your computer. They can extract those logins. Okay. They're not safe. They could extract your logins right from your browser if they're on your device. They could steal your files, encrypt your files, right? They could hold them for ransom. If you have sensitive personal pictures, right? They could hold those for ransom and blackmail you, right? Threaten to send them to people. They could attempt to access your banking websites, right? They're on your device. They could steal your login cookies, they're called. They could steal your login cookies and hijack your sessions, your login sessions, right? But a lot of times what they'll do is you'll be interacting with a scammer on the phone that's impersonating your bank and you don't realize it. And the scammer will say, they'll say, hey, let me connect your device. So we'll check your bank accounts for suspicious activity. And then they have you opening your bank accounts on your device. So you think that you're having your accounts checked for suspicious activity, but you're actually showing the scammer how much money you have in each account to steal, right? So these are all terrible things that happen when they get onto your device. Another thing, right, is when they get onto your device, they can install something that gives them access later, right? So they install some software on your device, some remote access software, and then when you're sleeping, they hop on your device and they're doing all this illegal stuff that traces back to you, right? So you never want to give access to a device to these scammers. And again, some of the examples, right, is the fake virus alerts. They trick you into calling tech support. They say, oh, you have a virus. Call this number. You call this fake tech support number. You're dealing with a scammer. The first thing they say is, let me connect to your device, right? It's a red flag. Don't let them. Fake order scams, right? You get notified that an order was placed and it says, oh, it wasn't you. Call this number. You call the number. You actually connect to scammers. And they say, hey, let me connect your device, right? Let me connect your device to see notifications. That's all part of their scam. That's the red flag. They're trying to connect your device. Right, the fake fraudulent activity, where they say they're investigating suspicious bank transactions, for example. Right, that's the example I just talked about. They ask to connect to your device. We'll check for suspicious activity. What they're really doing is they're gathering information about your bank accounts and whatever else they could find on your device. So, big red flag when someone wants to connect to your device. If there's any reason for someone to connect to your device, you should already have your tech support person in mind. Right. That's my tip. You should already have that person in mind who you're gonna call, right? There's no reason for you to let these unknown actors to connect to your device, right? So that's red flag number 3. They ask to connect your PC or device to assist or investigate an issue. Don't trust it. Red flag number 4, and this is probably the most important red flag to be aware of, because it's your last chance to stop the scam, right? So red flag number 4 is they request payment in gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency, or depositing cash at a Bitcoin ATM. All red flags, these unusual forms of payment, right? And the reason why these scammers love these unusual forms of payment is because it's easier to move and transfer funds quickly. And also, it's harder, if not impossible, for victims to ever recover the money after it's sent, right? And scammers know this. They know if you send them gift cards, you're not going to be able to retrieve those funds, right? They know if you send them cryptocurrency, you're not going to be able to reverse that transaction, right? The scammers are going to get away with your money. It doesn't matter who you engage with after the fact. It's very hard to get those funds back when you pay in this type of method, these type of methods, right? So, and this is really your last chance to stop the scam, because the next step is sending the money, doing the transfer, sending the gift cards, right? And at that point, you're not going to get it back, right? So it's super important to recognize this red flag, and if somebody's asking you to pay with gift cards, cryptocurrency, or they're telling you to go deposit money into a Bitcoin ATM or any kind of ATM, big red flag. Stop, talk to someone, get a second opinion, right? Don't fall for it. Okay, we see this a lot with IRS and Social Security scams, which we showed you some examples of those earlier in the live stream. But scammers impersonate government agencies, and they'll ask you to make a payment with gift cards or cryptocurrency. And the thing is, the government does not accept gift cards or cryptocurrency as payment. Maybe someday they'll accept cryptocurrency, but right now they don't. So it's a huge red flag. And if someone's impersonating a government agency and they're asking you to make a payment that way, it's definitely a scam. It's 100% a scam, right? No government agency is going to ask you for gift cards or cryptocurrency as payment. Romance scams, right? These scammers, they love to get gift cards from you and cryptocurrency from their emotionally attached victims, right? They make the victim think that, oh, you're just sending a gift to somebody that's important to you, or you're depositing cryptocurrency into a shared account. But what's really going on is they know if you send gift cards, if you deposit cryptocurrency, you're not going to be able to get it back, right? So it's got to be a red flag. The bank impersonation scams, again, they make you think that your money's not safe, that you got to withdraw it or transfer it, right? And a lot of times they'll tell you to purchase gift cards or cryptocurrency, or transfer with Zelle, right? These unusual forms of payment, right? Because they know it's much harder for you to ever retrieve those funds back. So keep that red flag in mind. Be aware of that red flag. Make sure your friends and family are aware of that one. If somebody's asking for payment, gift cards, cryptocurrency, telling you to go to Bitcoin ATM or any kind of ATM, don't trust it. It's a scam. Red flag number 5, that you're dealing with a scammer. The voicemail instructs you to call number displayed on the caller ID instead of stating an actual phone number. Okay. Look, scammers change phone numbers often. So they don't want to have to keep on updating their voicemails, change their messages, remember what numbers tell you to call back. Instead, they just say, call number displayed, call number shown, right? Then a team of scammers can use the same recordings, target with the same messages, right? You don't have to worry about what numbers tell you to call back. They just say, call the number displayed, call number shown, right? No real organization is going to do that, right? They're going to have a real number to leave. They're going to at least leave a phone number. They're not going to tell you to call back whatever your caller ID says. Right? So it's a huge red flag if you get a voicemail or a recording that says call number displayed, call number shown. Right? Be suspicious. And we see this a lot on fake order notification scams. You'll get a recording that says a MacBook was purchased, and if it wasn't you, call number shown, call number displayed. Right? Utility, cable provider, internet impersonation scams. They'll claim you have a promotional discount expiring or a payment is due, today. And they say, call back this number. Call back the number displayed. Call back the number shown. It's sketchy. Don't trust it. IRS tax forgiveness scams. You get the voicemail offering you tax forgiveness or saying they have to update your information. And then it says, call number displayed. Call number shown. Don't trust it. It's a scam. Anytime you see that or hear that on a voicemail or a message, huge red flag. That's red flag number 5. The voicemail instructs you to call number displayed on the caller ID instead of stating an actual phone number. Let me know in the chat if you've encountered this before. I get them all the time. And if you're just joining, hit that like button, say hi in the chat, let us know you're watching. We're streaming for at least another hour. Tons of useful scam awareness information coming up to be aware of. Protect yourself, protect your family, and stop these scammers. Red flag number 6. We're going to go over 10 of them, so we're halfway there. Red flag number 6. An unsolicited email or text message instructs you to open a file attachment. And look, this is cybersecurity 101. You never want to open a file attachment that you weren't expecting or from someone you don't know. Right? Because scammers use file attachments to bypass email and text message filters. Right? Malicious email and text message attachments, they can install malware on your device, a virus on your device, or they could direct you to a fake or dangerous website. Right? If you don't know who sent the attachment and you weren't expecting it, don't open it. Right? We see this with fake invoice scams. You'll get an email or a text message that has a fake invoice attached, and it'll link to a fake website that steals your payment details. We see this with undeliverable package scams. Right? You get an email or text message. It says that a package couldn't be delivered. They'll say you need to update information and to open the attachment. Right? But the attachment infects you with a virus or takes you to a fake website. Unpaid road toll scams. A text or an email tells you have an unpaid road toll and to open the attachment. Right? But then the attachment takes you to a fake website, steals your payment details. Right? So it's a common tactic that these scammers use. They include an attachment to their message or email and they trick victims into opening it. So don't fall for it. It's a big red flag if you get an unsolicited email or a text message that has a file attachment from someone you didn't know or weren't expecting. That's red flag number 6. It's a scam. Red flag number 7, that you're dealing with a scammer. The text message includes an instruction at the end to reply with yes and reopen the message. Now, this doesn't always mean it's a scam, but it's extremely common for scammers to include that instruction at the end of their text messages. Now, why do they want you to reply yes and reopen the message? Because replying yes, first of all, it notifies the scammer that your number's active, right? It notifies them that the number's active. It notifies them that you read the message and that you'll even answer the message, right? So, and once they know that your number's active, they're going to add you to more scam lists and they're going to target you even more. So when you reply to a scam text message, now they at least know to target you even more, right? So that's why they include that instruction. Also, when you reply, a lot of times it will activate the link, right? So sometimes the link won't be clickable because the number's an unknown contact, right? It's not a contact, so the link isn't clickable. If you reply, it activates the link and it makes it that much easier to click on, right? So that's why they include this message at the end of a lot of their scam text messages. They want you to reply yes. They want you to activate the link. They want to know your number was active, right? So you should never reply to scammers, right? We see this pretty much on any type of text message scam. Outstanding traffic ticket scams. You know, you get a message that says you have an unpaid toll or traffic ticket, and then it says reply yes or reopen. Undeliverable package scams, right? You have a package that was undeliverable, reply yes, reopen. IRS, Department of Revenue scams, pretty much any kind of text message scam. You know, they could include this instruction at the end to reply yes and reopen the message. Don't do it. I always recommend never engaging with scammers, even if some people like to mess with them and just waste their time. Well, at least be aware they're going to probably target you even more. They're going to add you to more lists, right? Because now you replied, they know you read the text messages. So that's red flag number 7. Text message includes an instruction at the end to reply with yes and reopen the message. Don't fall for it. Red flag number 7. What's up? Here comes the soul. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I was a little worried nobody would show up since we rescheduled this live stream to Wednesday instead of Thursday, but we're getting a pretty decent crowd. We got Matthew here. We got Here Comes the Soul. Got John here. Pretty cool. Good to see you all. Always appreciate you guys. Even if you're just listening in the background, it helps, right? It helps get the views up. It helps, I think it helps algorithm get more people to the live stream, shows it more. So always appreciate you tuning in, even if it's just playing in the background. Anybody else that's lurking, say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. Give me some reactions. Love to hear from you. And don't forget to join our free mailing list if you haven't yet. ScamAware101.com. Hit join mailing list. It's free to join. We'll send you reminders when we're going live, other useful scam awareness tips. Also, we have links to all our social media profiles on our site too. Blue Sky, X, Facebook, Threads, Instagram, YouTube. So you can find our official links there and like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's see, we got 3 more red flags to go. 8, 9, and 10. Red flag number 8, that you're dealing with a scammer. The caller asked to confirm personal information like date of birth, social security number, Medicare number. Right, we mentioned this one a lot earlier when we were talking about Medicare scams and healthcare scams. You should never give personal information, especially your birth date, social security number, Medicare number, social security number, anything like that. You never want to give that information to unsolicited caller, because what these scammers do is they call up, they impersonate someone, that they impersonate a medical service, Medicare, insurance, financial service, your bank, whatever, government services, right? But they'll say something like, to verify you are who you say, please confirm your birth date, please confirm your social security number, please confirm your Medicare number, right? It's a trick. They're trying to get your personal information. Right? They'll say they have an important message for you, but you need to verify your identity. Sometimes they'll say that they're going to issue a new card, a new Medicare card, social security number, but they need to verify your current social security number, your current Medicare number, your birth date. It's all a scam. They're trying to get your personal details, right? If you're concerned this is real, if you're concerned it's a real call, you still have to hang up. Hang up and then call Medicare directly. Call your insurance provider directly. Whoever claim to be, call directly. But you can't trust unsolicited phone calls anymore. You can't give that information, even if they know things about you, because sometimes they'll already know a portion of your social security number, right? Or they'll know an account number. They'll know things about you already, right? And they use this trick to be more believable. Like they'll say, hey, we have the last 4 digits of your social security number there, 1, 2, 3, 4. Confirm the rest of your number for us. It's a trick. Right? They're trying to get the rest of your personal details. We see this a lot with Medicare, healthcare scams, government impersonation scams. Don't do it. Don't fall for it. Right? Somebody calls up asking personal information, big red flag. If it's legit, like if it's your doctor's office, right? Hang up, call your doctor's office back. They'll actually tell you that you did the right thing. They'll be proud of you. Because I know for a fact, doctor's offices, insurance companies, they deal with this all day long. People call them up and they find out they got scammed by somebody impersonating them, right? Doesn't matter what the caller ID says. Scammers manipulate caller ID. Always remember that. It doesn't matter what the caller ID says. Scammer will call you. They'll impersonate Medicare. The caller ID will say it's Medicare. You still can't trust it. You got to hang up, call back directly. So anyway, that's red flag number 8. The caller asked to confirm personal information, date of birth, social security number, Medicare number. Don't trust it. Don't give them the info. It's a scam. 2 more red flags to go. Red flag number 9, that you're dealing with a scammer. They direct you to a third-party chat app like Telegram or WhatsApp to continue the conversation. Scammers love using third-party chat apps. It's easier to communicate with victims all over the world and in other countries, right? And it offers them more anonymity to hide behind, right? And instead of texting back and forth through regular old text messages when a number get turned off at any time, they go over to WhatsApp. Now they got you. Now they're good, right? So it's a big red flag when someone you're talking to on the internet asks you to continue talking on WhatsApp. Okay, we see this a lot with romance scams. Once they make that initial connection through a fake dating profile or wrong number text message, usually right away they're going to end up saying, hey, you seem nice, let's be friends, let's talk on WhatsApp. Big red flag. The wrong number scam, right? It starts with that text message. They're probing for new victims. Oh, sorry, I had a wrong number, but you seem nice, let's be friends. Send me a message on WhatsApp. It's a scam. They're trying to get you over that third-party app so you can continue to scam. Investment scams. They'll invite you over to a Telegram or a WhatsApp group to pump up the investment and appear more legit, right? And the WhatsApp group, it will have other scammers in that group trying to trick you and convince you. It might have other scammers that are faking interest into this non-existent investment, right? It's all part of scam. So it's a big red flag when someone you're talking to directs you to continue talking a third-party app like WhatsApp. Oh, wow. There we go. That's a great tip, actually. So here comes the Stoll mentions in the chat that refund scammers are now using WhatsApp to screen share to scam victims. Yeah, I didn't even realize you could do that on WhatsApp now. You can screen share, apparently. So there you go. They get you on a WhatsApp, and now they can use the WhatsApp screen share, which makes it that much easier, right? It makes it that much easier because now they don't have to trick you into downloading another app, to connect you, like AnyDesk or something like that, right? So now they just do it right through WhatsApp. So yeah, big red flag if someone you're engaging with online, they tell you to, let's continue talking on the WhatsApp. Be suspicious. Red flag number 10, the last red flag we're going to talk about here. They ask you to provide a code that was sent to your phone via text message. So it's extremely suspicious when an individual says they're going to send a code to your phone and they want you to confirm it, right? We see this a lot on marketplace type websites where the scammer impersonates a buyer or seller, and they'll say, I just want to confirm that your phone number's legit and I'm going to send you a code, right? But what they're actually trying to do is they're going to try to log into one of your accounts or reset one of your passwords or create an account that's linked to your phone, right? And the reason you're getting a code is it's a security measure. Right? If you turn around, you provide that code to this person, you're letting them do whatever malicious activity they're trying to do, right? So for example, if they're trying to log into your bank account, right, and you get that code sent to your phone, if you give that code to the scammer, now they went into your bank account, right? They're trying to reset your password. You get that code as a security measure. Give that code to the scammer, they're able to reset that password, right? There's something called a Google Voice scam. And what it is these scammers, they like to create these Google Voice accounts that they use for fraudulent activities, right? Well, they don't want it linked to their own numbers. So what they do is they create a Google Voice account. They link it to their victim's phone number. Well, the victim has to provide a code to verify, right? So they'll say something like, hey, I just want to confirm your phone number is real. I'm going to send you a code. What they're really doing is they're creating a fraudulent Google Voice account linked to your phone. If you give that code back, you're letting them verify your number and use it for that fraudulent account. And now they're running around scamming people with an account that's linked to your phone. Another one is when these scammers, they're impersonating your bank, right? They get you on the phone. A lot of times they already know your bank account. They might even have your login, right? But as a security measure, they're not able to log in unless they get a code from your phone, right? So what they do is you're on the phone with these scammers. They're impersonating your bank. They'll say, we just want to confirm you're who you say you are. We're going to send a code to your phone. Scammers actually logging into your bank account. You get the code to your phone. You give it to scammer. Now they're into your bank account, right? So it's a big red flag if you're talking to an individual and they tell you they're going to send a code to your phone and ask you to give it back to them. Huge red flag, right? They're trying to get into your account. They're trying to reset a password or trying to do something that's suspicious. So be aware of that. Don't fall for it. Big red flag. Let's see. How am I doing on coffee here? All right. It's time to refill my coffee mug, my Scamaware 101 travel mug, available in our merch store. Help support the mission over here. We have some merch available. Coffee mugs, travel mugs, water bottles, mouse pads in our YouTube store. Also on our website. Here on scamware101.com all the way to the bottom. Your gift shop merch. By the way, make sure to join our free mailing list, scamware101.com. If you haven't joined yet, join the mailing list. We'll send you some reminders when we're going live, other useful tips. Here's our online store, some merch. Help support the mission, just some mugs, water bottles, mouse pads. Have some stickers available too. All good stuff. Ways to help support the mission over here. Yeah, if you're just joining, hit that like button. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break. Refill the Scamware 101 travel mug here. Stay caffeinated for you lovely folks. We're going to be back in 5 minutes. And then we're going to continue with, we got a lot more scams lined up to talk about this evening. So stay tuned. Invite some more people. Let's get some more people in here. I'm going to play some tunes for you. And we're going to be back in 5 minutes. So don't go anywhere. You can say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching.
Got a text on your phone saying password expired. Link look weird, but your thumb feel wired. They fishing for the keys to your whole damn life. One tap, now they swimming in your bank late night. Dear customer, copy paste same line. Spelled your name wrong, can't even fake the design. Buzz in your pocket, yo, click for the check. Click for the virus, click, lose respect. Scamware 101, Jared, break it down. If it sound too sweet, better turn it around. Fast love, miracle and cash. Hit the lead, not the link. We ain't falling for that. Scamware 101, say it with your chest. Hey. Call them out, block the number, treat it like a test. If your gut say run, then you follow that drum. Scamware, class has begun.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PAN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
They slide in your DMs, hey friend, long time. Photo look perfect, but the grammar ain't right. Click this link, your package on hold, but you never ordered. That story feel old. They rush you, they push you, act fast, don't wait. Soon as there's pressure, you step on the brakes. Dare break it down, plain talk, no gloss. If they hate your questions, that's your sign to walk off. Red flags, listen when he talks. Jared got the map when the road feels dark. If it sounds too sweet, then you step back smart. We don't get scammed, yeah, we guard our hearts. Hey, red flags, learn them by heart. Scam awareness class, that's the hardest part. But he slow it right down, so we all take charge. We don't get scammed, we don't get scarred.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PAN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer. Yo, it's Jared in the booth, spitting scamming truth. They fishing in your inbox, man, they stealing your youth. Phishing emails, got that urgent in the line. Click that link and your bank account's not fine. Fake tech support, they call you at noon. Your PC's infected, yeah, they're singing that tune. Pick butchering scams, back wallets to slice. Invest in the fake love, but you're paying the price. Scamware 101, keep your eyes wide open. If the deal seems sweet, man, they're probably hoping. Snatch your cash, leave you broken instead. Stay woke, my people, man,
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
It's your bank, message on your phone. Jared says pause, don't tap that alone. Spelling kinda shaky, logo looks strange. Why they in a hurry, what's the real game? Dave Cruz jumps in, check that URL. Little extra letter, rings like a bell. If they want your code, that's your front door key. Real ones never ask, just trust me. Scam awareness 101, we don't click quick, we don't just run. Stop, read it line by line. If it smells off, then hit decline. Scam awareness 101, learn the tricks, then tell someone. We keep each other safe, that's how it's done. Scam awareness. Scam awareness. 101. John gets a call, your grandkid's stuck. Voice sounds shaky, begging for $1. Jared hits speaker, asks one more thing. What's their middle name? What's their first dog spring? Nigella's on email, congrats, you won. Prize looks fancy, fees day one.
All right, we're back. If you're just joining, welcome to the live stream. I'm Jared with Scamware 101, and our mission is to spread awareness about common scams that impact you, your friends, your family. We're all being targeted every day by scams, text messages, emails, phone calls, even through traditional post office snail mail. These scammers, they are on call 24 hours a day trying to steal our money. So we believe knowledge is your best defense. That's why we have Scamware 101, and we do this weekly live stream to spread awareness and share real examples of scams that are actively circulating. Make sure to join our free mailing list. We'll send you reminders each week when we're going live and some useful scam awareness tips. You can join at scamware101.com and hit join mailing list. You can also follow us on your favorite social media platforms: Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, YouTube. See, I'm being told that I'm blurry. That happens because I am blurry. Let's see. See if we can fix the auto sharpening, whatever, with the camera here. Sometimes it does that. There we go. Now we're fixed. Perfect. Thank you for the heads up, John. Appreciate it. So we got about an hour left. Plenty more scams that we're going to share with you. Real examples to help you protect yourself and protect your loved ones from scams. So we're going to keep going here. This next scam we're going to talk about is arrest warrant scams. This is when a victim is contacted by a scammer impersonating law enforcement. The scammer claims an arrest warrant was issued and fines must be paid to resolve it. The scammer then threatens the victim with arrest if fines aren't paid immediately. And this is an excellent example of how scammers use fear to create this urgency and get a reaction. All right? And some of these common scam narratives that they use for arrest warrant scams is they'll say that you missed jury duty or you failed to show up in court, right? And now you must pay immediately or they're going to arrest you, right? And that can be a scary situation. You get a phone call like that, especially if they know things about you, which again, I've said it many times, these scammers will know things about you. They might know where you previously lived, your address, things like that. Also, the caller ID, it could show the police department or the sheriff's department, right? The scammer, they're calling from halfway around the world, and the caller ID would still show the sheriff department. We know for a fact that these type of scams, that's what's happening. The caller ID makes it look like it's the police department calling you, and it's not. These scammers, they've also been known to provide fake paperwork that looks like their arrest warrants or court documents. It doesn't mean you can trust it, right? You get a phone call claiming that they're going to issue an arrest warrant, claiming to be law enforcement. It's suspicious. All right. So what you got to do is you get a phone call like that. Doesn't matter how convincing they are, right? If you want to, if you're concerned it might be real, what you do is you say, what organization are you calling from? You confirm, what sheriff's department they're claiming to be from, right? And then you hang up and then you call back the official phone number of that sheriff's department, right? Call back and confirm through official channels what's going on. 99.9999999% of the time, they're going to tell you that was a scam. You did the right thing by hanging up and calling the sheriff's department directly. right? So we see this scam a lot. Lots of warnings about this scam coming from local law enforcement because law enforcement doesn't like to be impersonated, right? So lots of warnings coming out from sheriff's departments and police departments about this type of scam. And we have some scam reports that I just want to share with you from earlier this year. It has some details in it that I think are worth being aware of and knowing. Right, in this first scam report about this arrest warrant scam, it says, a man reportedly from sheriff's department in a city I used to live in said that there was a warrant for my arrest. It was due to not reporting for jury duty. Right, so there's that missed jury duty narrative that these scammers like to use to trick you. And then he says, I was not to discuss this with anyone because children were involved. Right, there's that clever request for secrecy that these scammers use. In this case, they say you can't tell anybody because children were involved. They just don't want you talking to anybody and realizing it's a scam, right? So that's one of their clever ways to get you to stay quiet, right? And then the report goes on to say, I was told to go to Walmart and put money on one account. They would provide me with a barcode when I got there, right? So that's another thing we've been seeing. Really this year, we've seen a huge uptick in these scammers. They tell you to go to Walmart and load a one account, which is a prepaid account, prepaid or a debit account. So all red flags to be aware of, and this is from a report from this year, right? So these are the things that scammers are saying. And a second report here about these arrest warrant scams, it says, received a phone call saying they were from the county sheriff and that I had 2 charges against me and that I had to pay a fee, right? So there's one where they say, you had charges, you failed to show up to court. And it goes on to say, was made to stay on the line and was directed to deposit money through a cryptocurrency machine, right? So look, there's that example. The scammers keep victims on the phone while they're driving to the bank, while they're driving to the cryptocurrency machine, or while they're driving to Walmart. They'll keep the victim on the phone because as long as they keep the victim on the phone, they know that they're not talking to someone else, and there's less of a risk they'll be told it's a scam, right? So, and there's that red flag. Tell them to go to the cryptocurrency machine. So interesting reports, real reports about this scam from earlier this year. And really, we see this a lot with these arrest warrant scams. So again, watch out. You can't trust caller ID. Even if caller ID says it's your local police department, doesn't mean you could trust it. Even if they offer to provide paperwork, doesn't mean you could trust it, right? You have to hang up. And if you're concerned it's real, verify directly through whoever they're impersonating, right? Again, these arrest warrant scams, super common right now. Here's a cool infographic we made about this arrest warrant scam. The anatomy of the scam. Scammers impersonate law enforcement. They call victims claiming a warrant out was for arrest or to miss jury duty or a fine. They demand payment immediately. And they use deceptive tactics to appear real. Fake caller ID, fake paperwork, right? Never trust caller ID. Law enforcement's never going to ask for payment over the phone. They're especially not going to ask you to pay with a prepaid card or pay with cryptocurrency or to load a one account at Walmart, right? That's not the types of payments they would even accept for arrest warrant. So really, the golden rule, right? With all these other scams is the same. Golden rule, if you're concerned this is real, hang up, then verify through official channels. Right? You can't trust an incoming call anymore, even if they know things about you. So be aware of this type of scam, these arrest warrant scams. Don't fall for them if you're targeted. They're an extremely common scam that's circulating right now. Next scam we're going to talk about is bank impersonation scams. This is when scammers impersonate the bank, usually claiming suspicious activity was detected under a victim's account. Victims are then tricked into withdrawing and transferring funds to the scammers that are impersonating the bank. And the caller ID, it may even display the bank's phone number. In most cases, it will display the bank's phone number. All right. And we're going to spend a couple of minutes on this scam because this is one of those scams where you're being targeted from all directions with these bank impersonation scams. Whether it's a phone call from the scammer, text messages from the scammer, emails claiming there's a problem with your account and to click a link, right? They'll say that there's suspicious activity or they're doing a fraud investigation. Sometimes they'll say you need to secure your account by transferring money, right? Big red flag. No bank's going to call you up and tell you that you have to transfer the money. Huge red flag, right? Sometimes they'll say illegal activity was detected and they're going to hold you responsible. Like they'll say you purchased guns or something like that, right? But here's a real example of a fake text message that's impersonating a bank, right? It says, verify TD Bank card activity. Did you attempt a transaction for $250 at Walgreens? Reply yes if recognized or no to stop the messages, right? And this is a scam. The idea is, you receive this message. It says, was this you? Obviously it wasn't, right? And the idea is they're trying to get you to reply back and say no. Once you reply back no, they're going to try to get you on the phone and go in that whole narrative. Somebody's gotten into your bank account. Somebody's using your debit card. You need to transfer your funds, right? Transfer your funds to this account to secure them. It's all part of their scam, right? Now, interesting story behind this example here. This example of the scam text message. The person that provided it, before they received this text message, they actually got a phone call, and the caller ID, they didn't answer it, but the caller ID said it was TD Bank. Right, so this is one of those cases where they got a phone call, the caller ID showed TD Bank, even though it's a scammer. She didn't answer the phone, and right after not answering, she gets a text message, right? So these scammers, they'll be persistent. They'll try you on the phone first, then they'll send you a text message, right? And don't be fooled by the persistence. It's still a scammer. And we have a victim's story here that we're going to share who fell for the bank impersonation scam. It says, I feel so stupid. This young Connecticut woman had her bank account drained by scammers after answering a trusted Wells Fargo number. How to spot and avoid similar schemes, right? So it says her name was something Stens. Her trouble began when she saw a familiar phone number on her caller ID. She got a call from Wells Fargo number saying I had fraudulent activity on my account and that a random person was being sent money from Zelle, right? So there you go. She didn't realize she couldn't trust caller ID. Caller ID said it was Wells Fargo. She thought she could trust it. She didn't realize scammers can manipulate caller ID. And in this case, they said that she needed to secure her account by sending money through Zelle. Right? They said there's suspicious activity going on with your Zelle account. You need to secure your funds by sending it through Zelle, which is a common scam narrative. Right? Also, it's dealing with Zelle is a nightmare. And scammers know that. They know that if you transfer them money through Zelle, it's going to be very hard to recover that money. Right? So it's always a red flag when someone's telling you to transfer money through Zelle, a random caller, especially if they're impersonating your bank. Your bank's never going to tell you to transfer money like this. They're not going to tell you to use Zelle and transfer money, right? They're not going to tell you to withdraw your money. The bank is not going to do that, right? So don't fall for these bank impersonation scams, even if the caller ID says it's your bank. Always remember, these scammers, they know things about you. They might even know what bank to impersonate. You can't trust it. But here's the thing, though. With these bank impersonation scams, luckily, they're actually some of the easiest scams to debunk, right? It's very simple to debunk these types of scams. If you get an email claiming it's from your bank, if you get a phone call claiming it's your bank, if you get a text message claiming it's your bank, right? It's very easy to confirm what's going on. What you do not engage. Do not talk to the person on the phone. Do not reply to the text. Do not click links, right? Don't do any of that. What you do, you call the number on the back of your debit card. Call the number on the back of your bank card, right? Again, it doesn't matter if caller ID matches that number, right? Scammer can still do that. But if you hang up, call the number on the back of your bank card, then you know you're talking to your bank and they'll confirm what's going on. They'll let you know if there's actually an issue with your account or not, right? But so it's super easy to debunk these type of scams. Just call the number on the back of your debit card, right? No matter how convincing the caller might be, hang up, don't engage, right? Call the number on the back of your debit card. We made this little infographic, the anatomy of a bank impersonation scam, fake text alert, panicked phone call, right? Scammers, they'll provide a cover story. Sometimes if they're instructing you to go to the bank to withdraw cash, what they'll do is they'll tell you to lie to the teller. They'll say that if they ask why you're withdrawing this cash, they'll say it's for like home improvements or to pay contractors, right? Because they don't want you explaining to the teller what's happening. The teller will point out it's a scam. All right, so don't fall for these bank impersonation scams. Always hang up and then call your bank directly. Call the number on the back of your card. Next scam we're going to talk about. By the way, if you're just joining, say hi in the chat. Let us know you're watching. Give us some reactions. We're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Just checking in over there. It's pretty quiet over on Facebook and Instagram. Usually is. Next scam we're going to talk about, wrong number scams. And, if you ever wondered why you get so many wrong number text messages, this is why, right? Because it's a scam. Scammers reach new victims by sending text messages to random phone numbers, right? It's a numbers game to them. They know if they send messages to enough random phone numbers, some people are going to fall for it, right? And the thing that's dangerous about this is they actually want the victim to reply wrong number or to ask, who is this? Right? Because that's how this works. The scammers reach new victims. When someone replies, they try to continue the conversation, gain their trust, and evolves into a romance scam, evolves into a pig butchering scam, right? And it might sound crazy. You might be thinking to yourself, that's crazy, but it's not. It's not. It's actually quite common, and lots and lots of money is lost to these scammers, and it starts with something as simple as a wrong number text message. And the reason they're so dangerous is because this type of scam could start with any random message. It can literally say anything, right? It could say, hey, Anna, I'm Josie, or excuse me, is this Emma, or have a cup of coffee together sometime, right? Because what it does is it preys on your kindness, right? Like we feel like we want to let somebody know it's a wrong number, or we want to reply and say, who is this, right? But once you do that, you already failed the test, right? Even just replying to say, who is this, or replying to say wrong number, right? You just verified your numbers, that your number's active and that you read the text messages, right? So now scammers get add you to more lists, will target you even more, right? But that's not why this scam's so dangerous. This scam's actually dangerous because what happens is once you reply to a scammer and you say, you have the wrong number, you go, who is this? They're going to keep the conversation going. They're going to try to create the friendship with you. And this is an example. This is an example of how that could happen, right? It starts off with a message that says, hi, right? We reply back, hi, who's this? Like a normal person would, right? Well, now we just told them the number's real. Now they just add us to a whole bunch of scam lists, right? But the scammer replies, hi, Karina, are you David? We met last week at Linda's party. You picked this number for me. Reply back, hi, sorry, you have the wrong number, right? The scammer goes, oh my gosh, I checked and found out I entered the wrong area code. I hope this doesn't bother you, right? Reply back, that's okay, no problem. And look, at this point, like 2 times already, the conversation should have ended, right? It's been established that's a wrong phone number. There's no reason for the conversation to continue, but because it's a scam, they're going to continue, right? They're going to try to learn about you. They're going to try to get more information about you. So the scammer continues, thank you very much. You are a very friendly and polite person. I hope we could be friends. Nice to meet you. My name is Karina. What can I call you? Right? So now they're trying to get your name, right? We replied back, Pat. Replied, you have a beautiful name. I am from Malaysia, currently living in Los Angeles. Where do you live? Right? So they're trying to get your name. They're trying to get where you live, where you're from. They're going to ask how old you are, right? They're trying to get all the basic information about you. Usually from your name, they can determine what sex you are, male or female, right? That's why we replied, Pat, just to try and throw them a curveball. But eventually what happens is, as you can see, they're trying to build up a friendship. You seem nice. Let's be friends. They're going to ask you to keep talking on WhatsApp, right? And this is a long-term deception scam, okay? Earlier, we talked about pig butchering scams where they try to trick you into investing in something. We talked about romance scams where eventually they build up your trust and pull a romance scam on you, okay? This is how those scams start, right? The wrong number scam portion is how they get the new victims, right? How they hook the new victims, and then this scam evolves. After they talk to you for a week or two, they gain your trust. That's when they hit you with the investment scam, the pig butchering scam. Or that's when they start talking romantic and hitting you with a romantic scam, right? And those are 2 extremely dangerous scams. Those scams have cleared many people out. They've cleared their bank accounts out with those types of scams. And so many of them, they start with something as simple as a wrong number text message, right? So it's super important to be aware of this. And just like I said earlier when we were talking about the other text message scams, you never want to reply. Even when I get a message, even if it could be a legit wrong number, I don't reply because it's not worth it. Because most of the time it's going to be a scam, and just replying, now that notifies them to target you even more. Right? So watch out for these wrong number scams. I have one more example I'm going to share with you regarding this wrong number scam. Oh, and by the way, we did a video about wrong number scams. We released it about a year ago. I'm going to bring it up right now. We released it about a year ago, and it actually went viral, which is super cool. I wish more of our videos went viral like this. Usually we're lucky to get, maybe a couple thousand views. That's pretty good for a video release. But this wrong number scam video has gotten 103,000 views, 103,000, which is amazing. So lots of interest in that scam, and lots of people being targeted with that scam. In fact, here's that other example I wanted to share with you. So there's another example of wrong number scam. Hi, Byron, I'm Jane. Right? In this one, they include a picture. Okay? We know what they're trying to do. They're trying to get some incentive to reply back. You know, somebody thinks it's their lucky day and someone's single out there is like, oh my God, you know, and it gets them to reply back. We know what they're trying to do, right? But they'll send you a message like this and include a picture, right? Now, in this case, obviously we knew it's a scam. And you could see that the message came in at 1:58 p.m. We don't reply, right? 4 hours later on the dot, follow-up text. Have you gotten the pictures I sent? Right? 5:58 p.m. So 4 hours on the dot. Now, the reason I point this out is for a couple of reasons, right? The first reason is I included this example in the video that we did about wrong number scams, and multiple people left comments confirming that they received the exact same message and the exact same picture, right? So, sorry, it's not your lucky day, right? It's a mass text message that's going out, right? And that's the second point that I want to mention is that the scammers, they're sending the same message, the same picture to hundreds and thousands of phone numbers, right? To them, it's a numbers game. They know the more people they send these texts to, the more likely it is people are going to reply and fall for it, right? The third reason I bring this up is because the 4-hour gap between the follow-up, right? 4 hours on the dot. Initial message comes in at 1:58. Follow-up happens at 5:58. 4 hours on the dot. The reason I point this out is because this isn't even a real person sending these messages, right? This is a bot. This is software, right? It's sending out the same message to hundreds and thousands of phone numbers, and it's programmed. They don't reply. Send a follow-up in 4 hours. 4 hours on the dot, send the follow-up, right? And that's what's happening in this case. Right? And then the fourth reason is this picture is probably not even real. It's probably AI generated, right? And it's an example of how scammers could use AI just to generate random pictures. And then you use them in romance scams or whatever the case. Okay. So watch out for these wrong number text messages. Don't get tempted by the pictures and whatever they say. All right. This is a scam. So again, check out our wrong number video that we did and share it with people, make them aware. How we all doing? Got John making a Jack and Coke. I'll probably do that after the live stream. I've considered drinking during the live stream, but then who knows what will happen. I could lose viewers or gain viewers. I'm not sure. So I figured, I won't drink during the live stream. Except for coffee. And my Scamaware 101 travel mug. I guess there could be a drink in here. You guys will never know. I could just say it's coffee. But whatever the case, Scamaware 101 travel mug, get your own. You can make Jack Daniels and Coke in it as well. This next scam we're going to talk about. Faith-based group leader impersonation scams. Now here's the thing about this scam. I was actually pretty surprised to see how common this scam was. This one, scammers pose as trusted religious leaders, such as priests, rabbis, or pastors, to deceive members of their congregation, right? And what happens is they impersonate your pastor, your priest, your rabbi, and they reach out with an urgent request for money or gift cards, okay? Sometimes it's a fake email address that just looks like it could be the pastor or the priest, right? Other times, a scammer got in to the actual email address. Now they're sending everybody in the contacts this message. But here's some reports from earlier in the year. And this is just a small sample of the reports. I was surprised to see how many reports there were of this type of scam. Right. So the first one says, contacted by our pastor, he needed help getting some Apple gift cards for cancer patients in the hospital. So I just want to take a minute and say this is really a heinous scam, right? It's a pretty freaking low scam to pull. Not only are you taking advantage of people's faith by impersonating their pastors, priests, rabbis, right? But you're also using sick people and cancer patients as well to try and pull on people's heartstrings and scam them. It's just a terrible, heinous thing to do all around, right? So there's one report, impersonating a pastor. Here's another one. A person impersonates a pastor from our church in South San Francisco, asked to send money for Brazil because he has a personal emergency, right? So in this case, they're impersonating a pastor and they're saying they're in Brazil and need help. Okay. Third report here. I received an email that appears to be from my priest. He asked me to buy 10 Amazon gift cards immediately. He needed to send them out, right? So think about that. 10 Amazon gift cards, probably $500 each. That's a $5,000 scam, right? And they're going to offer to reimburse you, right? The email's going to say, hey, could you scoop up these cards? I want to give them out to church members, or I'm going to give them out to patients at the hospital. I'll reimburse you, right? And it's pretty clever if you think about it, because if you can't trust your priest, your rabbi, your pastor to reimburse you, who could you trust, right? So, but there you go. Impersonates a priest. That's a $5,000 scam right there. This other report. Someone's saying they were my rabbi, asking me to get 5 Target gift cards, $500 each, for sick people. Right, so that's 5 gift cards, $500. That's a $2,500 scam. And again, using the whole sick people angle, right? And that one impersonates a rabbi, right? So look, these scammers don't discriminate. They'll impersonate rabbis, priests, pastors. They don't care what religion or what faith, right? They're going to target you. So if you're a member of a church, member of a synagogue, whatever faith-based organization you're a member of, talk to the leaders and warn others about this type of scam. Right? Because, look, the thing about these gift card scams, once they're sent, you're not going to get that money reimbursed. Right? And this type of scam, even though this one, I'm referencing faith-based leaders, faith leaders, right? This type of scam is actually common they'll impersonate a family member, right? And they'll say, hey, I'm stranded. Can you send me $500? Or they'll impersonate a friend, right? I've had many friends get their Facebook accounts hacked, and now I'm getting messages from like people I haven't talked to since high school. And I get a message where it's like, hey, I'm stranded. Can you send me $500 because their Facebook account got hacked, right? So even if the request comes from the real profile, the real email address, you still have to be suspicious, because these scammers, they get into that account and they start targeting all the contacts, right? And that's what's going on with these scammers that are impersonating pastors and priests and rabbis. So if you get a message like this, what do you do? First of all, inspect the email address carefully, right? Maybe you'll notice right off the bat that it's not the correct email address. You'll notice that's a fake one that's made up. It's missing letters or something like that. It's not really who they say they are, right? So that's the first thing you can do. But the second thing that you have to verify through a second communication channel. Pick up the phone and call the priest or rabbi, whoever they're impersonating. Call them, right? Call the main office. Hey, is this real? Right? Confirm. Okay, you can't trust just unsolicited communications anymore. Whether it's an email, a text message, you can't trust it. You have to verify, right? And then again, gift card requests, always a red flag. Can't stress it enough. These scammers are always thinking of clever ways to trick people into buying gift cards, right? In that example that we just shared, the one that said, I received an email that appears to be from my priest. He asked me to buy 10 Amazon gift cards. 10 Amazon gift cards, $500 each, $500 each, right? That's a $5,000 scam, right? So gift cards, right? That's a $5,000 scam. Don't trust it. Be suspicious. All right. And by the way, this is a good time to mention one of the few ways that we make money here at Scamware 101 is by doing group presentations, remote group presentations for local community groups, faith-based groups, synagogues, churches, HOAs, community centers, right? We'll do a remote presentation for them. We'll have a Q&A included. We'll share all these examples and more. We'll answer all the questions and help keep your group safe. So if you're a member of a faith-based organization or even a community group, I think that they'd find a presentation about these scams useful, reach out and we can let you know some pricing and spread the word about these scams. So anyway, watch out for this scam. It's pretty clever. Again, I was pretty surprised to see how common and how many reports there were of scammers impersonating priests, rabbis, pastors, targeting the church members, the synagogue members, the congregation. Right? Pretty tricky. So don't fall for it. All right, we got a few more scams we're going to talk about, and then we're going to hit the ARP scam tracking map. So it looks like we're probably going to be going until about 8:30 tonight. So we still got 35 minutes left or so. So still plenty of time. Some useful stuff coming up here. So next scam we're going to talk about. And by the way, if you just joined, hit that like button. Like, follow, subscribe, give some reactions, say hi in the chat. I want to hear from you. Just trying to put something good out there. We do this live stream every week, usually on Thursdays. This week we're doing it on a Wednesday. The next scam we're going to talk about, fake order scams or fake purchase scams. This is when victims, they receive a notification that an order was made under their account. It's a fake notification. There was no order. But the notification, it includes a phone number to call to dispute the order, right? So what happens is the victim calls up this number to dispute the fake order. They think they're talking to customer support, but they're actually talking to a scammer, and they're getting their personal information stolen and their finance information stolen. And let's not underestimate this type of scam. This one is a very dangerous scam. We're being targeted from all directions with this scam, whether it's emails that claim an order was placed, text messages that claim an order was placed, phone calls that claim an order was placed, right? And their whole intention is to get you to dispute these fake orders. And they're dangerous because they can say anything was ordered. They can impersonate any vendor. They can say any product was ordered, right? Because the whole idea is they want you to call up to dispute it, right? And we have an example here. We have a couple examples we're going to share, but here's an example of a text message of a fake order scam. It says, it impersonates Apple. It says, we have noticed that your Apple iCloud ID was recently used at Apple Store for $143. And then it says, if not you, talk to an Apple representative. Call this number immediately to cancel the charge, right? Well, if you call that number, you're not going to talk to Apple representative. You're going to talk to scammer. And then they're going to go into their whole narrative about your identity's been stolen. Someone's making purchases as you. You have to withdraw your money or transfer it to secure it, right? And it leads up to a scam. All starting from this fake notification, this fake order notification. There was no order, right? They just wanted to make you think there was an order, and they're trying to trick you to call that number, right? It's extremely common tactic. So many different variations of this. I see PayPal emails all the time that say, you purchased Bitcoin, not you, call this number, right? So here's a victim's story regarding this type of scam and what happened to her. In her case, she got hit with the email version of this scam. A 23-year-old Lincoln woman reported losing $4,100 after falling victim to an identity fraud scam in July. The scam began with an email claiming she had purchased an iPhone. The woman called the number provided in the email to dispute the purchase, right? So I'm going to stop right there real quick. That's how it works. That's how the fake order scam works. She gets an email, says, hey, you purchased an iPhone. Call this number to dispute it. She goes, I didn't purchase an iPhone. I'm calling the number. She thinks she's talking to Apple to dispute an order, right? So she fell for it. Now she's on the phone with a scammer. And that's when they start going into their narrative. The article goes on to say, so she's talking to a scammer. She doesn't realize it yet, but she's talking to a scammer. She thinks it's Apple. Right? She thinks she's disputing this purchase that was made. And she's told that she has multiple accounts open in her name across various states. She's told somebody was using her identity, right? And then according to police, scammers connected her to a person posing as a CIA agent. It is pretty common with these scam nerds. They start connecting you to these different departments and different agencies, supposedly, but they're just other scammers, or even the same scammer just doing a different impersonation, right? And so she thinks she's talking to somebody she thinks is a CIA agent. It's actually a scammer, and they tell her she needs to withdraw $3,600 from her bank account. And then next day she's directed to withdraw another $500, right? And then she's told to purchase Walmart gift cards. Red flag, gift cards, right? That's how the scam works. These scammers love getting gift cards. So, look, that's how these wrong number scams work. She gets notified of a purchase that she didn't make. Includes a number to dispute it. By the way, notice her age was 23 years old. There's this false impression that only older folks are out there falling for scams. In fact, younger folks fall for more scams. They really do. Younger folks fall for more scams than the older folks, except the older folks are losing more money. Right? The older folks, they have their retirement funds saved up and savings, and they have more saved up, right? So they end up losing more. But the younger folks fall for more scams. They just don't lose as much. So if you think too smart to fall for a scam, or you think just old folks fall for scams, you're mistaken. And scammers want you to think that. They love it when you think you're too smart to fall for a scam. So look, these fake order scams, again, you're being targeted from all directions. I just showed you a text message version. I shared a story of a victim who fell for an email version. But here's two examples of phone call fake order scams. I have two examples I'm going to play for you right now. And these phone calls are actively circulating. We see reports about these all the time. These fake order scam phone calls. We did a video about these as well. But this first recording I'm going to play for you is a scam, a voicemail scam. And they impersonate Amazon. And they claim a MacBook Pro was purchased under your account. All right, so let's take a listen to this one.
This call is to authorize the payment of $1,499.
or the recent order of Apple MacBook Pro on your Amazon account. If you do not authorize this payment, please press 1 to speak to our customer support representative.
All right, so they're telling you to press 1. Notice how they don't leave a phone number, right? And there's that red flag about them telling you to press 1 or call back the number shown, right? But so many people reported this phone call to me, and this recording, is from someone I know too. So, look, extremely common scam phone call that impersonates Amazon, and look, that could be something scary too. They tell you that there's a MacBook Pro was purchased for $1,499, almost $1,500. That's gonna get a reaction, right? That's gonna somebody's be like, what? And press 1, and next you know, talking to the scammer. Okay, listen to the second example here. This one impersonates Walmart, and it claims a PlayStation was purchased under your account.
We are trying to contact you concerning an unverified purchase of PlayStation 5 Special Edition bundled with Pulse 3D headset being ordered from your Walmart account for an amount of $859.50. If you did not authorize this transaction or wish to cancel, please press 1 or return our call on same number at your earliest convenience.
Right. And notice how they're not even leaving phone numbers to call. They're just saying press 1 or call the number shown. All red flags, right? But again, they're trying to trick you into thinking that there's been a charge for $859. They want you to press 1 to dispute it, right? But it's a scam. You're gonna end up talking to a scammer, and then they go into that whole narrative, that we just talked about. Tell you somebody stole your identity, your money's not safe, you have to transfer it. All right. Look, I don't even answer phone calls. If it's not a number that I know, I don't answer it. And I suggest you do the same. If you don't have them in your contacts, you don't recognize the number, don't even answer it. And if they leave a voicemail telling you to press 1 or call number shown, huge red flag, don't trust it. So watch out for these fake order scams. Again, they're dangerous because these scammers, they could claim to be anybody. They could claim anything was purchased. That's the idea. They're trying to get you to call back and dispute this order. That didn't even happen. Right. So watch out, be aware, don't fall for that scam. Next scam we're going to talk about, grandparent scams. Now, I mentioned that heinous faith-based leader scam earlier. But this one I also consider to be heinous, and it's pretty low to pull this type of scam. These grandparent scams is when they impersonate a distressed relative, claiming they have been arrested or in an accident and needing financial help. It's called a grandparent scam because it usually targets grandparents and parents, right? And the scammers often impersonate law enforcement, court personnel, and lawyers to extract as much money as they can from the victims. Right? So if you're the grandparents or the parents, be aware of this scam if you get a phone call like this. If you're the grandkids or kids in this situation, make sure your parents and your grandparents are aware of this type of scam. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, too smart to fall for that. They know if it's me calling or not. Don't be so sure. And we actually have this video that we're going to play for you right here of a grandparent scammer. Right, we have this clip here. I just want to give you some background on it before we play the video. But this is a video of a real grandparent scammer. He's located in the Dominican Republic. He's known as an opener. His job is he initiates the scam, he calls the victims up, and he initiates the scam, right? Eventually, he hands it off to closers who collect the money. But his job is to initiate the scam and do this whole false narrative. He impersonates the loved one who's distressed and crying, and then he impersonates the police officer explaining what happens, right? Now, we got this video because there's a YouTuber who goes by the name Scam Sandwich. Definitely check out his channel. He's got some great videos. You can see the full video over on his channel. This is just a short clip from it. But basically, he hacked into this scammer's computer and he watched him through his webcam. So because of that, we're able to watch this grandparent scammer actually perform a grandparent scam. We're able to watch it right through his webcam here. So that's where this recording is from. So I'm going to play this video real quick. And maybe after it, let me know what you think. I mean, if people could fall for this and how it's believable.
Oh, Mom, I had a car accident.
Huh?
I had a car accident, Mom.
Is this Linda?
It's me, Linda.
Where are you?
I got a car accident.
Real quick, notice how the victim accidentally gave her daughter's name away, right? He calls up, he's like, Mom, I've been in an accident. And the victim goes, is this Linda? So she actually gave away the name without realizing. Of course, the scammer right away goes, yeah, this is Linda, right? Anyways, keep watching.
What happened?
I'm gonna put the officer on. I got arrested.
You got arrested?
Hi, ma'am.
Yes.
Hi, are you Linda's mom?
Yes.
What I'm gonna need you to do is grab a pen and paper and write down Linda's case number, ma'am. I need you to hurry up, please, ma'am.
Case number?
It's the number 2.
2?
The letter B as in boy. Can you read that back to me?
2B.
Now, I'm gonna read what's going on, ma'am, okay?
Okay.
Linda was involved in a car accident. It was stated in the police report. She admitted that was her fault. While she was driving, she was using her phone. That's what caused the accident, ma'am, okay?
Oh, man.
The woman that was driving the other vehicle was 7 months pregnant. We had to rush her into the nearby hospital. She might lose her baby.
Oh, really?
Yes. Now, we actually confiscating her cell phone for legal evidence, so she cannot receive or cannot make calls. This is going to be her only last call. Are you with me, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
Now, she actually wrote a note down here saying that she didn't want anyone to know about this. Let's honor her wish for right now because it's too much for her right now. That's what she's saying. What I'm going to need you to do, ma'am, is stay by the phone and wait for the lawyer to call, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye, ma'am.
All right, bye.
That's an actual example, a real example of a grandparent scammer in the Dominican Republic. Again, the YouTuber Scam Sandwich hacked into the scammer's computer and was able to record that. So definitely, if you want to see the whole video, it's a fascinating video. You can check out the whole video over on Scam Sandwich's YouTube channel. But I want to point out a couple things about how this scam works. Right. First of all, for the first 20 seconds where he's impersonating the loved one that's been in an accident, he's crying, he's distressed. It can sound like anybody's loved one or relative, right? Like people don't sound like themselves when they're distressed and crying. Everybody just kind of sounds like the same. You know, it's like, so you don't even have time to really analyze the situation, right? It's just somebody's crying, someone's distressed. Okay. 20 seconds in, he switches over to the cop impersonation and they start saying, we've confiscated your cell phone, so don't try calling, right? That's just a trick to subliminally fool the victim not to call, not to try calling the loved one, because the loved one might answer and say it's a scam, right? But then he also says she requested that you not tell anybody. She's embarrassed and she asked you not to tell anybody about this, right? So that's also part of the trick, trying to get the victim to not call someone or tell anybody else and get a second opinion, right? So lots of little psychology tricks used in this type of scam. In case you're wondering, the almost victim, they didn't get scammed. Scam Sandwich was able to contact them and warn them, you know, don't fall for this scammer who's trying to call you, don't give them any money. So the person you heard, she didn't lose any money, so that's good. But this was a great example of how these grandparent scams work. So again, if you're the grandparents or parents in this situation, be aware of this one. Don't fall for it. If you're the kids or grandkids of this situation, make sure your parents or grandparents are aware of this. Don't let these scammers steal your inheritance from your parents and your grandparents, right? So they say the best way to handle this type of scam is to have a passphrase or secret question to verify. Yeah, it's actually your loved one. It's crazy that's come down to that, but that's the tip that they give regarding this type of scam. All right. We're going to go over 2 more scams here. Technically made 1 more scam, but don't go anywhere because we're going to spend the last 15 minutes of the live stream. We're going to go check out the ARP scam tracker map. It's my favorite part of the live stream. We're going to check out some real scam reports coming in this week and get an idea what scams are trending, if there's any worth talking about. But this last type of scam that we have some examples of that we're going to share is the outstanding traffic ticket scam. And look, there's so many variations. We've seen this one evolve from an unpaid road toll to unpaid parking to an outstanding traffic ticket, right? And how it works is these scammers, they contact you by text message or email, and they claim that you owe an unpaid traffic fine or a parking fine, right? Or a toll, right? And they pressure the victims with threats of arrest or license suspension or court action unless they make payment immediately. And I have 3 text message examples of that scam to show you right now. Now you see the first one. Nebraska Department of Vehicles. Enforcement penalties begin July 21st. Our records show that as of today, you still have an outstanding traffic ticket in accordance with Nebraska State Administrative Code 15C-16. If you not complete payment by July 20th, we will take the following actions. Right? And this is where they throw all the scary threats in. They report it to the DMV. They're going to suspend your vehicle registration. They're going to suspend your driving privileges. They're going to transfer the fee to a toll booth and charge a 35% service fee. They're going to prosecute you, and your credit score will be affected, right? All scary stuff. And this is a great example of how these scammers, they use that fear to try and get a reaction out of you, right? And the idea is they want you to click the link, submit a payment, so you can steal your payment details. That's how this scam works. Okay. The example next to it, identical to the Nebraska one I just read, except this one says Illinois Department of Vehicles, right? And it says, our records show that as of today, you still have an outstanding traffic ticket, right? It's identical scam. They just switched out the state name and the link, right? The link still takes you to a fake website, still steals your payment details. Yeah. They have all threats there, trying to get you to react. And the third example here, final notice, unpaid traffic violation. Payment required by January 19th. There's a final notice for an unpaid traffic violation under New Jersey law. Failure to pay by the deadline will trigger enforcement actions. Right? All scary stuff. So by now, this scam's in every state by now. Right? Just because I shared Nebraska, Illinois, Jersey example, it's in every state at this point. Right? So if you get text messages like these, whether it says there's a traffic violation, whether there's a parking violation, whether there's a toll violation, right? Do not click the links, right? You could get your details stolen. You might get infected with a virus. You can't trust the links. Don't click the links. Okay. This isn't how you usually get notified about tickets and violations, right? They're going to send you an official notice in the mail. It's not normal for them to notify you through text message. But if you're concerned that the notification is real, again, don't click the links. Don't call any phone numbers that they have. Instead, look up the official contact information for whatever organization they're impersonating, Department of Motor Vehicles, for example, and call through official channels. Call the official phone number to verify, or go to the official website and verify. But don't trust the links. Don't call phone numbers, right? These are 100% scams. If you get text messages like these claiming that, you missed a toll, or you didn't pay parking, or you have a traffic violation. And this scam has evolved over the past couple of years. It started as you missed a toll. Right, then it turned into you have an outstanding traffic ticket. But here's the most recent version of this scam. And this one started getting reported a couple months ago. This one started popping up. And people were getting text messages and emails with these attachments. Right? Remember we mentioned earlier, never open attachments that you weren't expecting or don't know who they're from. Text message attachments, email attachments. Right? Well, these are some examples of the most recent version of this traffic violation scam. Right? You get a email or text message that has this attachment, and you open up the attachment, and this is the notice. Right? They have a QR code to scan, takes you to the fake website, steals your payment details. It looks super legit. They have the state symbols up top, right? They even have a court date, the date and time listed with the court address, right? It looks pretty convincing, but it's not. It's a scam. Okay, and look, these three examples we have here, got the New Jersey one, Massachusetts, state of Florida. Right, but at this point, they're in all the states. They're in all the states, right? So if you get these notices, you can't trust them, right? It's a scam, 100% a scam, okay? And what's interesting, too, is it's an interesting example of how AI is being used to create more realistic scams. Because look at the state symbols. If you look close enough, it's actually not, it's gibberish, right? It's not real words and letters. It's actually gibberish up at top. And AI does that with letters sometimes. So you could tell that these symbols, they're actually not the real state symbols. They were generated with AI just to look real. So be suspicious of QR codes, right? We didn't talk too much about those this evening, but you always have to be suspicious about QR codes. You never know where they're going to take you. Okay. And if you get these notices, don't trust them. This is a newer scam. It's only been around for the past couple months now. Looks super legit, super believable. It's not. It's a scam, right? Instead, you go look up the official phone number of the courthouse and call them up directly, right? But don't trust any information that's in these notices. And again, they wouldn't send you an email or a text with this notice. You'd get official notice in the mail, if anything. You want to get an email or text with notices like these if it was legit. So watch out for these scams. This is the newest version that's been circulating in the past couple months. And let me know in the chat if you've received any of these scams. And I know a lot of people are getting them. So what you think? Let me know in the chat. If you haven't said hi yet, say hi. Make sure to smash that like button. We're not done yet. So that's the agenda of all the different scam examples that we're going to share. We've been streaming since 5:45 p.m. So whatever, we're up to 2 hours and 2.5 hours now. But we're not done yet. We got about another 15 minutes or so to go. And this is actually my favorite portion of the live stream. What we're going to do is we're going to go check out the AARP scam tracking map. What is the AARP scam tracking map? Well, first of all, let me just tell you how you get to it. You go on the scamware101.com website. Right? While you're there, make sure to join the free mailing list. Click join mailing list, and we'll send you some scam awareness tips, reminders when we're going live. We have our links to social media on here. Follow us on social media, all that good stuff. But if you come to our website here and you click on tools and software, have a lot of useful links. We'll talk about those on a different live stream, but lots of useful links too you can check out here. But we have a link to the AARP scam tracking map all the way at the bottom here. And this is a really useful tool that AARP offers to track scam reports. Okay, you can narrow it down by your state or zip, see what reports are coming in by you. I'm leaving it on nationwide right now. I just want to get an idea of what's going on nationwide here. And you see the most recent reports are from the 8th, right? So these reports we're about ready to look through are just 2 days old, right? So these are all active scams that are circulating now that people are reporting, right? Whether they fell for them or were just targeted with them, they're reporting them here to let us know. So we're going to spend the next 15 minutes or so checking out some of these reports and seeing if it matches up with the scams that we already discussed, or seeing if there's some other scams that are worth mentioning and talking about here. So let's see what the first one is. Loser told me via text that he would give me a weekly allowance via check if I just sent him screenshots of my credit card bills. Well, there you go. That's a new one. Don't go sending people screenshots of your credit card bills, especially to random people that are text messaging you asking for them. No matter how good of an offer they claim to be making you. That's super suspicious. And it's just a way to get personal information from you. Home-related scams. This is an in-person scam. I don't really spend too much time on in-person scams, but since it's here, let's see what it says. Person with clipboard at door claiming our ADT home security system needed a free upgrade because Brinks bought ADT. We have been burned by this before and know it is false. Told the scammer, get the heck off our property. When it happened before, the installer for Brinks was peeking at our security code and we got bills from both companies. There was a disconnect and reconnect fee too. Interesting. Well, be aware of that one. I don't really know about that one too much. Not really the type of scam I focus on, but good to know. Tech support scam. Actually, it's not a tech support scam. This is a fake order scam. So this is an example of the ones we were talking about earlier. I got a note that someone was charging $250 on my Apple account. Oh, there you go. Right? That's one of the examples that we shared with you earlier. We showed you a text message of a fake order scam. It impersonates Apple. It says it was a charge on your account. It tries to trick you into calling a fake number to dispute it. Right? Don't fall for that scam. Extremely active. Real estate related scam. Let's see what this one is. It's actually an inheritance scam. We talked about inheritance scams earlier. Text about inheritance of a home, wanting me to sell ASAP. Said referred to by former client, who was a real person, is also a cousin by marriage. See, so what's interesting about this report is it's a good example of how scammers know things about you, right? They knew who his cousin was at this point. They know who his client was, right? So they knew who to impersonate or who to mention to gain trust, right? So it's a great example of how you can't just trust what someone's saying because they know someone you know or they know a client of yours, right? You still have to be suspicious. You know, scammers are able to figure this stuff out. He says he asked for address and he received an email with a dangerous program attached. Contacted cousin, she says she doesn't know who that is, right? So they were trying to get him to install malicious virus or malicious software on his device. Don't fall for it. Never open attachments that you don't from someone you don't know, weren't expecting. And he did, and really, right off the bat, before we get that far, you should hang up and call the person that he claimed to know. Or you could verify pretty quick that it was a scam. Let's check out what the next page here is. Check scam. This one doesn't look like it gives too many details. I'd like to get some details to say. Yeah. They just said they got a text saying they have 1 hour before they take this amount out of my account. All right. Well, it just sounds like a fake renewal scam where they say they're going to bill you something and try to trick you to call. Works similar to the fake order scams. We're just trying to trick you into calling a fake number to dispute it. Business imposter scam, called by imposter, claimed to be AT&T. They didn't give many other details, but I suspect this is one of those scams where they call up. We talked about those fake promotion scams earlier, or those expired points scams, where the scammer calls you up and they claim to be one of your service providers, T-Mobile, Verizon, in this case, AT&T. And they might say something like, we have a special promotion going. Your 50% discount's going to expire, but if you go purchase a Target gift card and pay us that way, we'll apply it to your account. You get 50% off. It's a trick to try and get you to purchase gift cards. They might have been being contacted with the expired points scam. Your reward points are expiring today. Go to this website to redeem them, but it actually steals your payment details, right? So there could be a couple scams. Unfortunately, they didn't give the details about it, but if anything, be aware of unexpected calls that claim to be your service provider. AT&T, Comcast, Spectrum, Verizon, T-Mobile. Right? It's very common for these scammers to impersonate your various service providers. Utility companies, cable companies, all that. Elder scams and fraud, lied about Medicaid. Again, they didn't give many details. These reports aren't that great. Usually they give more details, but look, just letting us know about this Medicaid scam. And that was the first scam we talked about this evening, right? You never want to give away any Medicare or Medicaid insurance information to a caller. Let's check the next page here. By the way, if you're just joining, hit that like button. Like, follow, subscribe. Really does help. Say hi in the chat. Government imposter scam. My husband and I both received identical emails from an individual posing as a representative of our town requesting... Let's see what this one says. Oh, good. This one looks like it's some details. Requesting that we wire permit fees for our upcoming home edition. Oh, this one's interesting. Okay. The message included highly specific details pulled directly from public records and accurately reflected the amount we owed. Right? Yes. Yeah, so never underestimate, these scammers. They have access to public records. The sender also used a signature line like that closely resembled that of a local government staff member we had been working with throughout the permit application process. Look, government, especially local governments, they get hacked and breached all the time. The thing with these government systems, especially like your local town and cities, look, a lot of them are operating on very small budgets. They have outdated systems, outdated computers, right? So you hear about them getting breached all the time. And then your personal information, like this, gets discovered and used against you. They impersonate, a local agency, and that's what's going on in this case. They were trying to get her to wire a payment. Luckily, they recognized the red flags that they typically don't ask to wire money. So they were able to contact their town representative and confirm it was a scam. Although we were able to identify the scam, it was clear how easily someone trying to move a project forward could have been misled. So be aware of this one. If you have any kind of home improvement projects going on, additions to your house that you got to get permits for, right? Scammers can gain access to that information and try to trick you. All right, well, that's a good warning. Nice. See what other reports are coming in here. Again, these are all reports from 2 days ago. So all active reports, active scams are circulating. Cryptocurrency scams and fraud. I filled out info looking for online work on a website claiming to be Rakuten. Let's see if it gives any more details. Didn't get any more details. Well, it's entered as a cryptocurrency scam. They say they were looking for online work. So I'm going to assume that it was an employment scam that tried to get them to pay money first, right? To pay with crypto first. Maybe a task scam where they say you got to deposit money first to receive tasks that they'll then pay you for, right? Never trust employment offers that they tell you have to pay something first, especially if they're asking for cryptocurrency. Real estate related scam. Let's see what this one's about. This number called asking if I wanted to sell my home. They mispronounced my street and my city. When I called them back on another line, I got a call center that hung up on me when I asked further details about the name of their company. Called back 5 times, got a different person every time, each hanging up on me after I asked them a question they couldn't answer. I'm not sure what the scam was. I do hear about this one, though, about people getting text messages about buying their property, buying their homes. I'm not sure exactly what the scam is, but be suspicious. Check out a couple more reports here. We'll check out like one more page of reports. Check out these last 4 reports here. Oh, here we go. Said I forgot to pay money after getting out of jail. If I don't, they're going to arrest me. Well, that's an interesting twist on an arrest warrant scam. I didn't give any more details, but so this is interesting. So this is also similar to another scam. Okay, so there's been cases where inmates, their family gets contacted, right? And I've heard that these are other inmates that do this, like they sneak in phones or whatever, and they try to pull these scams. But people that are in jail, locked up, whatever, their family gets contacted and they try to get scammed into paying fees for the release of their loved one, right? And in this case, this person says that they just got out of jail, and it was like a follow-up scam. They were contacted and said that they're going to be rearrested if they don't pay money because they were let out of jail, too early without paying the fees. So it's an interesting spin on an arrest warrant scam. But it's worth being aware of that. If you have a friend or family member that's in jail for whatever reason, right? You get these calls that say, "Hey, if you pay fees, he'll be released." Hang up, call the jail or whoever directly. That the prison, the jail, or whatever, wherever they're locked up directly, and confirm that way. Because it's actually a pretty common scam where the family and friends of inmates are being targeted with this type of scam, saying, "Yeah, you just got to pay a $500 fee and they get released." But it's actually a scam. Business imposter scam. Let's see what this one says. I keep getting a call out of New Jersey. On the caller ID, it says El Dorado, listed as spam. They leave no message, but okay, so they didn't give any details about it. Next, got 2 more scam reports we'll look at here. Look at those gift card scams and fraud. It doesn't look like they give many details. Let's see. I'm receiving daily scams for Lowe's, Ace Hardware, Blue Cross, Marriott, Sam's. They didn't say what the scam is, but it's right to be suspicious. Anything having to do with gift cards, be suspicious. And this last scam is probably a good one to end on here. Let's see. It is lottery related scams. Good. So sweepstakes, fake prize winner type scam. Let's see what this one says. 2 messages on the phone left at 4:30 a.m. and another at 8:40 p.m. saying they were with Publishers Clearinghouse and have won $5 million. And to contact Ed at, and they leave a number, make arrangement to get the money. So this is a great example of a sweepstakes scam. And these scammers, what they do is they impersonate Publishers Clearinghouse, right? And sometimes they'll mail you a postcard that says they're Publishers Clearinghouse. Other times it's phone calls like this one. But it's a sweepstakes scam. They make you think that you won $5 million. Sometimes they say, and a Mercedes or a car, right? But what they'll do is, how the scam works is they want you to pay taxes and fees before you could claim your prize, right? So imagine how much the taxes are going to be on $5 million, right? So, but you think, hey, well, I'm getting $5 million. I'll pay the taxes up front. That's a scam, right? You pay the taxes and fees, scammer disappears with the money, you never get any sweepstakes or any prize winnings, right? And these scammers are always impersonating Publishers Clearinghouse. Get a call like that, even if the caller ID says it's Publishers Clearinghouse, you can't trust it. Be aware. It's a very common scam that's circulating, and not to fall for it. So anyway, that was a whole bunch of recent scams that are being reported through the AARP Scam Tracker map. Useful tool. And I think that's probably a good time to wrap up this live stream. We've been going since 5:45 p.m. So it's now 8:30. So what was it? 2 hours, 45 minutes, if I did the math correctly in my head. So not a bad live stream. We went over so many scams, as you can see here on the agenda as I go through it. Lots of new scams that I don't usually cover. So I hope you found that useful. And that's it for this evening. Hit that like button if you haven't yet. Last chance to hit that like button. Want to donate? Scamaware101.com/donate. We also have memberships enabled on YouTube. If you want to sign up for a monthly YouTube membership, help support the mission. We have super thanks, super chats enabled over on YouTube. If you want to send a couple bucks that way, we appreciate it. Check out our merch store over on YouTube and on our website. You get yourself a Scamware 101 coffee mug, travel mug, mouse pad, water bottles, stickers. Help support the mission. Every little thing helps. But hey, times are tough. We're just happy with likes, follows, subscribes. Reshare some of these videos that we have on YouTube. We appreciate you. Join the free mailing list, scamaware101.com. Hit join mailing list. Again, it's free to join. We'll send you reminders when we're going live, useful scam awareness tips. And make sure to follow us on your favorite social media platforms. We have the links on our website right here, scamaware101.com. We're on YouTube, Blue Sky X, Facebook, Threads, Instagram. So hop on over there, give us a like, follow, subscribe. We appreciate you all. And with that, we're going to wrap up this live stream. We'll be back next week on Thursday. The usual day that we do live streams on Thursday. So we'll be back next week at 5:45 p.m. Thursday, Eastern Time. Make sure to tune in. Again, join the mailing list to get a reminder on scamware101.com. And I'm Jared with Scamware 101. Until next time, stay safe. I'll play some tunes for you while I shut down these live streams.
Got a text on your phone saying password expired. Link look weird, but your thumb feel wired. They fishing for the keys to your whole damn life. One tap, now they swimming in your bank late night. Dear customer, copy paste same line. Spelled your name wrong, can't even fake the design. Buzz in your pocket, yo, click for the check. Click for the virus, click, lose respect. Scamaware 101, Jared, break it down. If it sound too sweet, better turn it around. Cash, fast love, miracle and cash. Hit the lead, not the link. We ain't falling for that. Scamaware 101, say it with your chest. Call them out, block the number, treat it like a test. If your gut say run, then you follow that drum. Scamaware, class has begun.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
They slide in your DMs, hey friend, long time. Photo look perfect, but the grammar ain't right. Click this link, your package on hold, but you never ordered. That story feel old. They rush you, they push you, act fast, don't wait. Soon as there's pressure, you step on the brakes. Dare break it down, plain talk, no gloss. If they hate your questions, that's your sign to walk off. Red flags, listen when he talks. Dare got the map when the road feels dark. If it sounds too sweet, then you step back smart. We don't get scammed, yeah, we guard our hearts. Hey, flags, red flags, learn them by heart. Scam awareness class, that's the hardest part. But he slow it right down, so we all take charge. We don't get scammed, we don't get scarred.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.